So, as the world views around you, I'll put the world map up for this. The time of chaos has been. Just keep dancing there, Zaku.
Sorry.
The times of chaos have been gone for almost thousands of years since the day the Hordes first ravaged the lands and came back to wipe away all of the civilization of the land. Since then, the remainders of the Horde were pushed back into the Valley of Blood and have been kept there by the Council of 12, the races that created an army in the country of Marquesia. There, orcs, goblins, gnolls, and such still wander the land as small wandering tribes, but lack any sort of organization in order to push forward and end the civilizations of the men, elves, dwarves, and etc. But then there came a day when a great lord came born, Orcish Shadowblade, and he came with an idea with his might to end the civilizations of the world, and thus sent out a party of powerful elites to enter the land of Marquesa, gather allies in the land, and use those allies to strike out and destroy Fort Greystone, the fort blocking the old ancient hordes pass through. With our party, we take place 3 months after the elite had made her way into the place and had begun building a war camp, and had slowly but surely begun gathering troops and creatures from all over to help join their mighty horde. At this point, there are several of you that have come to join the horde. Some of you are escaped slaves. Some of you are wandering tribesmen. Some of you may even be retainers that went with the elite. But whatever reason you joined here, you all have one thing in common: to end the smooth-skinned civilization and bring back the only true way the universe should be, the way of chaos. And we begin our story. We've entered the giant wooden fortification standing dozens of feet tall, towering by the trees, with goblins and orcs and minotaurs all around. Thus we begin the first journey. In this area, you see at the time it is midnight. This is a holy night for the Horde, as the Eye of Grumish is now full in the sky, indicating the beginning of the month, and quite possibly the beginning of the end for all of civilization. So, with our beginning, we will say the first person to enter the massive fortifications. Who would like to be the first person to enter the fort?
I guess maybe I will, but not sure if that would be the best for me.
I can if no one else will, but I figure logically my character wouldn't because he's just a wanderer.
I think they're all ours. The problem there.
Oh really?
Well,
We were
all not sent there, correct?
Pardon?
Or
You're all
am I
wandering in,
mistaken?
and as far as your backstories go, none of you have been officially part of the Horde, so all of you are coming in to join the army.
So then I suppose my boy would.
Okay, so we will start off with good old Judah.
Cool.
Judah, as you walk into the massive Horde style, I will bring you upon the orc camp so you can see what you see. You see the vast soldiers and troops going around you, and as you walk in, please describe what you look like, please.
So, other than pretty much exactly how my token is kind of presenting, very, very large orcish man, very clearly, a little bit on the older side, kind of early 30s as far as it goes, very much middle-aged for someone of his case. But other than that, you can see that he kind of has what seems to be relatively haphazard. You can kind of tell that they're a little bit worse for wear. Clothes that seem to be maybe just a little bit too small, or maybe he's too big. Really, not am able to be too sure, but they are definitely weathered and he just has these really piercing red eyes. His entire thing is he very much looks like a commoner, if not less than. Whether or not he stole these clothes from somebody else or basically found them is completely unbeknownst. But he just kind of walks up to the rest of the camp with both a cautious and a bit of an angry glare, a great axe, seemingly using what seems to be a conglomerate of strong vines, amongst other things, has been secured across with a band that wraps around his chest, on his back. But he just kind of walks around and kind of looks about, just spotting whoever kind of spots him as well.
As you walk forward, you see several orcs kind of looking at you, recognizing you, one of their own, kind of give you kind of a head nod to enter the camp, further towards the glowing fire in the center of the camp.
All right.
As you approach and move forward, you hear footsteps of another person coming from behind you. Who would like to go next? Oh.
I'll go.
Okay. So as you walk in, another token comes behind you. And would you like to describe yourself, please, for camp?
Yeah, so you see maybe about 5 foot hobgoblin dressed up he's got like a ratty grey faded cloak. It's torn in places and not necessarily patched up, but it's seen lots of wear. Below that, he wears a long overcoat with a hood. You might notice several pouches and vials slung along a belt. And as he approaches the camp, he looks around, not necessarily scared, but taking in as much of his surroundings as possible. Looking at each individual person that he can see, sizing them up, really trying to figure out what they're about. As he walks forward, he clutches almost protectively a book in his left hand, which, as you glance at it, it seems to consume the light, and everything around it seems a little bit darker. And he gingerly and carefully steps forward into the camp.
As you step into camp, you do see the large orc man before you as the other two orcs give you the same sort of head nod to enter the camp. Right, and as you two enter, another footsteps approach. Who would like to be the next to enter? Andy and Zucker, you're both muted, so if one of you would like to volunteer.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I was just fixing
I can go last.
All right. Upon entering the camp, a small, cloaked figure walked into the camp. His clothes are blackened, but also very ratty, like they were picked off a fellow humanoid before. His clothes, dressed in a makeshift chainmail set, seeming slightly too baggy for his stature, and in a cloak that is both bloodied and just completely torn to shreds, covering his head. The small creature seems to have also a small wooden plank attached to his arm, as if it was maybe a shield or something like that. And in his pocket is a small dagger, humanoid in design. Clearly, this creature is pretty well known for pickpocketing or taking things that are not his. As the creature walks in, he looks around feverishly and looks to the orcs in kind of a fearful dismay. He's like, "Oh, no, I do not want to be here."
Sorry.
Shakily, he pulls off his hood and just looks up at the orcs guarding the camp and bows politely as best he can.
As you do so, you just notice one of the orcs kind of give you kind of a grunt look at you, seeing the tiny goblin form, and kind of give you a thumbs back to tell you to go through. A little less disrespectful to the hobgoblin and orc that had come before you.
The goblin just scurries over and just tries to not get hit as he's Like, he just kind of bows his head down, trying not to get hit if the orc backhands him or something.
Yeah.
So he makes
Actually, for fun, roll me a deck save.
First roll of
Okay.
the game.
You as you run over, you leap over as this orc trying to put his foot out to trip you, but you nimbly hop over the foot fine and just continue on your way. And the orc kind of goes, kind of disappointed, and get to trip the little goblin in the massive chainmail, like funky looking outfit.
The goblin just kind of whimpers and just goes, just scampers away, just hoping that no one else will really notice them.
And as you walk in, you hear something else in the distance starting to approach the camp as the three of you now enter the camp looking around at each other. As, Zaku, would you like to describe your entrance, please?
Oh goodness.
I apologize in advance,
I
but
was-
I'm also
I-
not sorry.
See, body language, when people touch their face, it's usually because they don't like what they're about to say or what somebody else is saying. And I just saw you holding your mouth the entire time as all of our introductions were going by. So I'm expecting the worst.
Anyways, there goes my low decks. I'm very clumsy. I've already spilled soup on myself, among other things. Shit. But before you even see anything, before you even see anybody, you hear in the distance the strummings of a lute in the darkness. And as you hear it come closer and closer, you will be able to see. I don't know if you'll be able to view it since my camera is on, so I'm about to post my token into our chat.
I'll just be able to see it when it comes up in the game.
Yeah, I can explode the
Yeah,
token too, Zagu.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you see this this wily-looking hobgoblin with red skin and a giant grin that is up to no good. His hair is chopped up and wild with a bit of a long ponytail in the back. He's wearing what looks like used to be somewhat nice robes underneath general English. In general, leather armor. It looks like it's been haphazardly taken, bits that just happen to fit. Some are just tiny too big, some of them are a bit too small, but it looks like he had picked them up along the way and just kind of ran with them, literally. But yes, in the distance, again, before you even see him, you start to hear this. So, this over. Come closer. So let's team up and kill some grubby shits with a club and lance. Let's go find some spooks.
That's it.
Find
I'm
some
learning
spooks and
silence.
bones, and on their corpses we will dance. Let's go raid them fucking. Oh god, sorry. Let's go raid some fucking poor bloke's house. I'm gonna make him shit his pants. And we're all here, the Horde and I, the Horde and I. Hey!
So
Did
as
you
you
just
guys,
stop
How you
at
doing?
the gateway or some shit?
as this bard starts singing, playing a lute, as you see these two orcs and a goblin up in the tower look down at this strange lute-playing red hobgoblin, they look at each other like, what the fuck is this? Just is like, what the did you
Evening,
fucking see that? I didn't
evening.
fucking see that.
Yeah, I know I'm pretty
There's
great.
a
You know, I
hobgoblin.
actually made that on the spot.
There's a hobgoblin.
Sorry.
There's a hobgoblin, and in the back of the camp, just kind of like going like.
See.
The go-
Yeah, it was good
the-
taste.
The small goblin just kind of peers over and is like, what? What kind of hobgoblin is this? I've never seen. This one seems almost jolly.
Thank you. I'm here all night.
You can almost see the hairs on the back of Raznos's neck standing up through his thick coat.
So
Fool does not
totally.
seem to pay any mind.
Yeah, Yeah,
Can't believe silence isn't a wizard spell. I'm so upset.
Not yet, it is. You can't shut me up yet.
Do you want to take a level up to Warlock?
No!
So, anyways, as the
But-
four of you gather about, you guys see about the camp various creatures and things: lizardman, orc, a minotaur standing over, just kind of wandering by you guys, doing kind of patrols. Just ransom steps back.
As the orcs are passing by, Vex is just gonna hide behind one of the party members, just going.
Quill is the tallest one there.
Yeah, he's just gonna go. Sorry, they don't really seem to like me.
Quill kind of looks down towards you, and the same piercing eyes, but he just kind of looks, snorts, and is just easy pickings.
Vex is just going to just kneel his head down and just kind of back away.
No, I should mention, while Quill had said that, that was more sympathetic rather than threatening. Though, if you can tell, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Can I roll an insight to see if I can tell the difference?
Sure, I'll allow you to roll an insight. He is this terrifying giant orc man.
Vex has been too used to being the butt of everybody's jokes and kicks, so he
Understood.
just kind of backs off and just lays by the tent and just see what happens.
Just kind of watches you for a little bit of time before kind of a slight tilt to his head goes before he kind of stares off. And I guess in his case, they've arrived at the fort, but Quill is kind of in the middle of looking for who to talk to in this matter.
So as you guys look about you with this new area surrounded by all these new creatures and stuff, you see what looks to be people gathered about, seeming to be around a giant bonfire set up in the middle of the tent. As the group seems to be, at the moment, nobody in charge, but suddenly you hear people going around. As every time you hear a whoo, 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 as you start hearing like a war chant, as all the orcs and goblins and hobgoblins start chanting. And out from the tent above you to the north, you see a giant-sized orc covered in massive muscles and carrying a massive warhammer and deathly helm, emerging from the camp tent. As you do so, you see this sexy boyo
Oh, hello.
just walk
Handsome
out.
man.
As you see the leader, and he just wanders down through the tent as the crowd, the orcs begin their chant, and tears start revving up as he goes. As they do, you see the orc raise his arms up, going, "Rah!" It turns to all the orcs and goblins as you all get everyone just instantly is drawn to his attention. As he does so, he looks at each one of you and just gets a scowl, goes, "All of you are here because you believe in the ways of the Horde. You are here to smash and destroy the smooth skins, to bring about the blood and destruction of chaos. You are here because you believe in our god Groomish, and we are all here to prove that only the strong shall rule." You just hear a roar coming up. Yeah. But as you do so, you see the giant minotaur in the back look over and go, "Pah! You say you lead strong? Well, Tauros be stronger than you. I have Groomesh and Sky. We prove strength!" As the minotaur kind of chuns up as he looks over and go, "You do what you do, minotaur. We battle to death as always is the way, for only the strongest ruler may come. And as you do, the Minotaur lets out this roaring thing and comes charging towards this orc. He's almost nearly double the size and weight of this orc as he comes charging in with his axe coming overhead and comes up with his overhead swing to slice him in half. But as Grubernish does, he just simply steps to the side as the hammer slams down next to him. As does so, Grugabish takes his warhammer and with a single strike cracks the Minotaur across the face. And the blow of the hitting is so much that you see it almost like dislocate the Minotaur's jaw. But as it's starting to move forward, you see like this necrotic dark energy start running through the Minotaur's entire body. And as he starts screaming in agony, you see his eyes just start going wide and open as black energy bursts through the eyeballs and mouth. It just starts eviscerating his skull from the inside as he falls down to the ground.
Jeez.
Ah! He looks over at the four new recruits, that have just entered his camp, and he looks at each and every one of you. You all be the newest recruits that have joined the war camp, yes?
Aye.
More or less. Good show. Good show.
Indeed, it appears that way.
Yes, I am part of the new group.
Ha! Very good. The four of you meet me in the main tent. You shall meet my generals. We have much planning to do. And no one in the Horde is to rest until we have the smooth skins dead beneath our feet. With that, he walks back towards the tent, with a kind of look over his shoulder, expecting the four of you to follow.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot my own character's name for a second. Hi. Cole will see the little goblin of Vex, who is, kind of shivering knees and all, just like, come on, mate, let's go. It's gonna be fun.
I don't appreciate this fucking cultural appropriation right here.
Yeah,
Whoever said that it was Australian, huh?
Just so you know, I'm gonna make you have secondhand embarrassments. It's gonna be wonderful. You're gonna have to deal with me this entire campaign. Welcome to the pit camp.
I'm so sorry for you, mate.
Vex just kind of looks at Zaku and just goes, it seems like this hobgoblin just approached him like, oh no, here we go again. And as Zaku is kind of just encouraging him to come along, he's like, okay, and just puts his hood back on and just follows the hobgoblin. It seems like he's kind of very used to following hobgoblin commands.
Is there anything to pick off this fucking corpse?
You do see a giant battle axe.
I'll fucking take it.
Okay, so you want to pick up this giant battle axe. What's your strength?
9.
Roll me a strength check.
Hell yeah.
You see Razor try to pick up this probably 90-pound battle axe in his arms. He's like, ah!
Cole just walk by him and he just says, "Stop fooling around."
Could Vex try to cut off one of the horns of the dead Minotaur?
The
Yes.
second any of you guys get close, Raznoth just fucking walks off.
Okay, Vex, you can, you successfully cut off one of the horns of the Minotaurs.
Ooh, new weapon! Just
As you
stuff it
cut-
in his back.
As you notice, though, you see that one of the bugbears grabs the Minotaur and starts dragging him over somewhere.
Hey! I'm still cutting!
Hey!
Just runs away.
So, are you guys going to go in to meet the chiefs at the war tent, or are you guys going to stay outside the tent for a little bit longer?
Heading straight to the camp.
Yeah, going straight in.
Okay, so as the four of you enter the camp of the war chief. Oops. Ah, dang it. 1 second.
Where am
Bitch, you're right here.
I?
Hello?
Have you found your character, Zaku?
I found him.
My god.
Cool.
So you guys enter the war camp, which is technically this tent here, but doesn't matter.
Oh,
No, this is
Right.
the right one.
that's the one where I was at, and then it's like, well, he's over there, so I guess I'll move there.
Well, no, the chief already entered the tent.
Oh, okay.
You're looking at
So-
Grulma. That's a different person.
All right.
Right.
All right. I enter the tent.
Okay, guys, you guys enter the tent.
Oh, I need to zoom in really big now.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, well, it's size appropriate. As you guys look and you see Brugo Fleshriva, the leader of the Horde that you just saw, make an epic display of the Minotaur that tried to usurp him just a moment before with a single blow to the head, sitting upon a bony throne of skulls and bones of other sorts. Above him, at the very top, you see what can only be described as this tiny little goblin mage with a cane and pointy hat with jingly bell stars. There, we'll blow him up. Below him, you see a hobgoblin woman in leather gear carrying a cane with a kind of a magical priestess about of her with furs and other sorts of gear. At the bottom, you see a massive gnoll wearing full plate mail and carrying a huge battle axe in his side. Just kind of like eyes open wide with kind of like little giddily, gleeful grin on his canine features. And as each of you approach, you see Brugo look at the four of you enter. So, you have come to meet the Horde. Step forward so I may see you.
He shall.
Cole's gonna do a thing where he like leans back and does the whole like lifts like he steps forward.
He looks over at the little goblin. Very good. So you four are the newest ones to join us. He gets
Even.
off. Looks over at you, Cole, and laughs. And as he gets off of his chair and stands. So, each of you are here to serve the Horde, correct? We are building army great enough to destroy the castles to the north and the cities to the south. To do this, we need supplies and troops. All of you do not look like you are strong warriors, yet. But if I have my way, each of you will become great orcs and warriors. As he licks each and every one of his down, he goes, So, to begin your little initiation into the Horde, I will let you pick which things you wish to do to assist the Horde. You may speak to one of four. You may speak to Gromlik Grip, Emberfilker, our goblin wizard. As he points to the little goblin to the top.
Hello.
You may also speak with me, Brugo Flesh Reaver. But be warned, I only give the most difficult of challenges for my quests. To follow mine is to be great. If you look for something simple, you can also speak to Grulma. And you never named your Warg, yeah, of course you did. Or Warg Master Jimmy.
Yeah, I remember I did name him.
Yeah, I know, I forgot. You will speak to one of them to get a mission. Now, do what you will. As he goes back, looks around, and sits back down for the four of you to move. But before as he does so, he looks at Caesar. By the way, I expect all of you to work as a group for these. You all look weak and sad. I do not think you will survive unless you join forces. And he particularly looks at Vex and Cole when he says this.
Vex just kind of goes.
Raznoth definitely looks at the back of Cole's head in disgust.
Cole will raise up his arm and says, you know, I know that these are a little bit baggy and all, but I swear, you know, he pulls on the sleeve a bit and shows it. See, I got some guns in there.
You disgust me.
It's a little joke, come on. And don't worry, even though I may not have strength like these boys here, got something else up my sleeve.
Quill just looks Rugo straight in the eye and just gives an affirmative nod. It's just, I'll perform my best to be as amicable with the rest of them all.
You do that. You are the one of the orcs. We are the strongest here. We are leaders. You show these goblins how to lead then. He says with a gritty smile. Now, pick your quest, speak to who you wish, and figure out what you want to do. Feel free to talk to all of us. We have nothing but time. For now. Okay, and you guys may now do as you wish.
I'm gonna gingerly approach Grumble-Grump.
You know what? I think Vex is going to do the same since he is also a goblin. He seems like the least intimidating.
Brugo says, you have a task for us. What would you have us do?
Indeed I do. So, smooth skins are moving food from the forest into their fort. I want you to go take it for us. They have a wagon that will probably be well guarded, but they smart and you'll have it in your hands, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Look back at the other two.
I've stolen a couple of carts in my time. Do you know how many they are guarding it?
It's a quick question. Would that be something he would know, or is it just a rough estimate?
You guys would only have a rough estimate since you guys are only doing up what previous had. You're usually generating look between 10 to about 5 to a dozen guards, depending on the value of the loot.
Could be
Well, if we're
half a dozen to a dozen, but again, if you are smart about things, and I really hope you are, it should be no problem.
Looks at Cole. Well, that leaves me with some concern.
And Cole, who had been like kind of scooted a little bit closer, but very non-committed, whatever English, in that space just to kind of overhear the conversation. And he tilts his head and looks at him, just like, "What's that supposed to mean?"
My point exactly.
Hey, if you got a problem with me, you can just say so right here. We're all gonna be working together as a group, right? Right? We're all friendly here. Hey, you know what? We haven't even introduced ourselves to each other. My name's Cole.
Anyway, what do you think, big guy?
Quill
Right then.
looks over towards you, and his eyes for a moment squint just a teeny bit in thought. Perhaps it would be a little bit better if we were to consult all of the others before we make a decision.
Smart. Smart.
yeah, probably would be have options.
This one will go far.
Well then, and Cole will just kind of take another little big step over to Adrar's reign, and just good evening. Well, what kind of mission you got for us?
That one did not have a mission for us.
Wait, she didn't? Shit.
No, Brugo.
Well, you
It
know
was-
what? He's dumb anyways. His int is actually really low, so he'll just kind of.
As you do so, Andros
Brugo!
looks you up and down, Cole, and goes, I did not have a mission for you, pretty boy. It was Brugo
Oh, you think
who
I'm
had
pretty?
mission. She kind of looks you up and kind of tips your chin up with kind of a fun little, like, twerk. Hi, perhaps you'd be worthy to be with me at some point. And kind of just flicks your nose, just so that it kind of, like, cuts the tip of it just a tad.
He, at first, like, his chin goes up and he does, like, a little wiggle. It's like, ah, and then immediately just kind of scrunches back at the flick. Just like, oh, you're a feisty one, aren't you? Maybe not now. We're on the job, you know.
She smiles at you with the tusky grin of hers. It goes, perhaps I show you the true way to praise Groomish. And she kind of crosses at you and kind of slaps you across the face gently, and then turns around.
He does like a little thing where like he pretends to get hit, and he puts his hand across his chest. He says, I have inappropriate things to say that I'm not going to say out loud, but I like you.
Perhaps that is all he would be good for.
Quill will look over towards Brugo, and he just says, with the same eye contact and nod, he's just, so, and what will you have us to do?
You wish to know what I want? Well, nearby here, about 1 day's journey by foot, you will discover a village, or I should say a small farm. Some of our scouts have reported that there is a large family living there. They have cows and much other food, as well as themselves, to be used for trade and food if necessary. Although admittedly one of them seems to be a bit tougher than the others. He may prove difficult, though I believe his family will be nothing but fledglings for you.
How large is this family?
Last reporting says that it was 3 children of the male persuasion, 2 daughters, the husband and wife. So 6 guys. It's or that.
Yeah, no.
8. There's 8. You're. No, I'm counting as well as I should also mention, as well as apparently 2 dogs they have always with him.
All right.
I could use a mount, actually.
Well, you wish for mount. He looks over at you. You wish for mount, little one. Perhaps you talk to the warg master.
Oh, we have wargs. Good. Yeah, I'm not exactly the most fast goblin, but I may not be strong or fast, but I definitely knew a few tricks up my sleeve. Hopefully I will be pretty used to the Horde than pure strength.
We shall talk to the others before making a decision.
Indeed. Gruma stays outside the tent for the foods, just outside of our place. You cannot miss her. Well, War Master Jimmy is by the pin pets of the wargs.
Rasnoth will just duck out of the tent.
Okay,
Quill will follow.
so you guys leave the tent, back into the war camp.
We'll leave the tent, but stick head out again and just do the wave. Night. Bye.
Quill just
Nice
gives like
meeting you all.
a small orcish salute.
Yeah, how'd your
Towards-
token get all the way up there?
I don't know.
Do I?
Went to take a piss.
There we go.
Okay, so as you guys look about, you do see what you can easily tell is Gruul, the orc cook Gruulma, this giant orc woman carrying like this ratty thing and this massive frying pan in her hand, and she's kind of stirring this big pot of food. As you do notice, though, the big pot of food, you see a little hoof sticking out of the cauldron.
Can Vex, sleight of hand, just like stick his finger in it and lick it? Like it's trying to.
Yes, you can do that.
Cannot wait.
But actually, Vex, just before you do that, though, I'm gonna say before you do. Okay, so you quickly think it there, and you take his quick slip, and you get the sleight of hand and take it. But as you do so, you look over and you see another goblin quickly look in there and kind of like looks like he grabs like a bit of the like a hoof off the side and goes for a run. And as he goes for a run, he's like, and as he does so, you just hear this thump as this frying pan cracks the goblin. He's like, "You little thief!" and just cracks him across the thing, smacking his neck, just breaking it, and tosses him into the pot.
Oh.
Well, we know how
Vex
great.
just quickly licks his finger, just hoping no one. But he's just like, I got the toothache. I'm sorry.
Can I roll to see if I saw that?
Here's Grulma for you guys for the image.
It was not a hidden display.
It was not a hidden.
No. He meant Vex's
Right.
sleight of hand. You can roll You can roll. Sure, I'll allow it.
I just want to see if. Oh well, not at all. Also,
With guidance?
yeah, don't. Yeah, it's because I accidentally counted it. That's my bad.
I'm
Yeah,
also
so-
gonna roll for it, because why not? Oh, fuck.
Vex is a very stealthy little goblin.
I'm just upset that I couldn't have a higher wisdom.
So anyways, as you see Grulma kind of stirring the pot with the giant minotaur and now goblin side dish into the side, she kind of looks over at you and go, "What do you do here? You here for Grulma?"
I'm just curious as to what happened to the.
We-
Quill will walk
We have
up
been-
right as Vex is saying that and just look Groma in the eyes. Just, ma'am, we're looking for work.
Oh, what
We
chief
had
sent you
done
for
well
work,
enough.
Grulma?
We're able-bodied workers.
Sorry
If you
guys, I
have
plugged my
anything
mic by accident.
No, you're good.
Hey, I can hear you. Don't worry.
What about after Groma? If you said anything more, or
Yeah, Grulma looks over and goes, "Grulma have what chief sent you? Did you work for Grulma? Grulma need food for the pot." As he taps a thing, "Big stupid bullman only supplies so much food for the horde. As does little goblin provide little appetizers." He kind of looks over at Vex.
Vex, let's see, he's gonna cast Charm Person just to make sure that no one is gonna eat him anytime soon.
remember, charm person makes the person aggressive to you afterwards.
That's friends, actually.
Yeah, Charm
Take
Person,
us
They become aware that they are charmed afterwards, though.
Afterwards,
Yeah.
yes, they were aware that they were charmed afterwards.
yes, but it lasts for an hour, so I should be fine by the
So you cast it on Grulma?
Yeah. Need to make a
God.
Wisdom saving throw of 13.
Yeah, so I feel like I would recognize the spell being
Yes!
cast.
So Groma fails the save and looks over at you, go, "You cute little one," and just like pat, as you just
Ow,
like
ow.
an accordion. Vex is like wee 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 wee.
Oh, she likes
I
you.
sound like a sweet toy.
Yes. And she then looks
I-
at you and picks you up, Vex, and goes, "You so sweet. You need bone. Gruma says you need flesh on bones." And just like takes this giant spoon in her hand and just like puts it in the pot and just feeds you like a baby.
As this is happening, I look at Quill. I'm just like,
I'm just like being held like a baby. I'm just like,
so,
I just look
yeah,
like,
look-
like, help me.
I look at Quill and I just say, something tells me this one will not last long.
Quill does not reply, but there is a very noticeable irritation in his gaze.
So she's now like feeding Vex like a baby and looks over at each of you. "So for Gruma, each of you have quests for me. I need food for a pot." Oh, it just like picks Vex up and starts patting him on the belly for a burp.
You know what? Vex is actually kind of somewhat shocked by this, but he's actually kind of enjoying it because this is not something he's used to.
Well, we'll
Uh,
leave this and come back later.
She looks at
Once
I'm
Vex is
sorry.
put back down, Vex is just gonna just like lightly hug the leg to say thank you.
You go, please.
Bold of you to assume that you're being put down within the hour.
The hour goes up and she's like,
BAM!
Bam!
We're coming back with the food, and you just see her standing at the door, just like the spoon just like tapping against your shoulder, her arms crossed.
Anyway, she does
Lamb's
put you down, Vex, after about 5 minutes of treating you like a little baby and kind of like pat your little butt to say go play kind of thing.
Yeah. And by this point, Rasnoth is long gone.
How was the food, by the way?
It was good orc food. It tasted it was like a beef stew with just a hint of gobbo.
Nice. Vex holds out a horn. She's like, "You want?"
Oh, pretty gift from Fogrulma!
Yes.
She takes the gift and puts
Oh,
it.
no.
Ah,
Good for broth.
very good. You know what? Fuck it. She picks you up and just kisses you on the forehead and puts you back down. Now go. You have Horde.
Thank you.
Grumman is
Vex is just smiling, just completely, just obliviously, he's just happy.
Cole, meanwhile, is just watching all of this on the side, completely endeared. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yes.
So Cole will kind of walk up to Ruma again, and it's just, and is that all that? And that's all that you'll actually have for us.
You go on hunt, find beasties in woods. Get lots of food for pot. Or human, or people, whatever fills the pot.
Just saying. Just saying, but given the other natures of the missions, might actually be able to bring something from them. So, in the event that we can knock 2 birds out with 1 stone, I'll make sure of it.
Oh, you do good for this for Grulma. Do 2 birds with 1 stone. This is a good thing, yeah?
Just a solemn nod before kind of looking off towards his other able-bodied worksman.
As you
His
do,
only other.
as he looks back, though, you hear Grumman just tap you on the shoulder. But you make sure you keep cute little Gob Gob safe. I like him.
He might be the only one.
Just Cole just kind of raises a finger, kind of scratches a little bit of his head, and just looks towards Vex. A little bit of a squint. No, just a little bit of a squint on his face. Just kind of almost not gazing, but also kind of glaring, and he just, I'll try my best.
That good. And she kind of like does you like the arm pat thing, you know, like a mother does to a kid, and kind of straightens you up.
Yeah. But with that, he'll just kind of go ahead and with the collection, he just kind of looks over towards Vex, and it's just, come on, we need to gather everyone up. And he kind of goes ahead, looks over towards Cole, and kind of beckons over in the direction of Razan.
Yeah, perks up and, is broken from his trance of just loving Gulma and just like, we'll keep him safe, don't worry. And he will reach over and like give Vex a little like head scratch quick like over his hood and then like head
Vex
over.
just kind of looks like he's like a cat when it's being scratched. Just goes, yes.
Oh, he actually really likes it. He does a little couple more. Just to watch him like react.
And then he looks at me, realizes it's a hobgoblin, and he's like,
Hey, don't worry about that. Don't be scared of me. I'm not going to hurt you. Even though I have, a little clothes here. It's actually really nice with scotch. Anyways, come on.
Okay, I come.
Work, master. I have been told you have work for us.
You see before you standing a hobgoblin. Is it here? How's it? Control Z, right, to blow up the image?
Yep.
Yep.
Did I do it?
None.
On.
I think you gotta
It's
click on it
Shift C,
first.
not Control Z. Sorry.
Ah, there I am.
Oh, hello.
So you have looking for work, yeah?
Indeed.
That's right.
Good. We got work for you down here in the war pens. And he was willing to lose an arm. What was hungry?
I look at Vex.
Vex just kind of just goes. Vex is just still kind of happy that Gruma and Cole were kind of nice to him, so he's just oblivious to these stares.
Cole's looking at his arms, looks at his loot. Where's my loot? Here's my loot. He's kind of, well, you know, so I'll need these for, you know, this kind of what I do.
I think the one with the instrument would be willing.
No, I'm good. I'm fine.
What do you
Yes,
mean
sir.
lose an arm?
Feed my wolves. They're hungry.
I think
Well,
it's
that's-
exactly what they want. They want your arm.
That's
If
another. Anyway, I don't know what you are good at, but I got a problem. Our orcs didn't cross the mountain very well. I only got a few left down here in the pen, and he gestures to them. Take a while to breed. Yeah, it's going to be a little while before we get more pop footage, and not enough. Although, Horde walks are down in the forest that way. Takes a big whiff of his pipe. Blows the smoke in your direction. You wait down there and you get me some wolves, bring them back alive. You do good for the Horde.
Well, Warg Master, tell me, how do we get these wargs to follow us?
You don't get them, follow them. You catch them, bring them back. I'll take care of the rest.
Right.
Once you bring them back alive. Things go well. You do good.
Do you have any tools that can assist us in this?
You can probably talk to the chief, see if he can give you some rope.
Very well.
So you're saying we just gotta hog tie them and bring them back?
I think I hate you.
We're gonna get along well, don't worry about it.
I think
I assure you we are not.
In time, never say never.
He
Oh,
does bring back his body. Makes a good chow for the pups.
Yeah, I'm kind of too skinny for that. And I mean, and he does the exact same thing that he did earlier, where he was pulling on his sleeve to show that he had muscle, which he doesn't really. And it just say too skinny.
Wargs mostly feed on bone marrow.
Well, I haven't been a good boy and been drinking my milk, so you know what? I'll get back to you.
Vex looks into the pens and notices the cow that is being devoured, and he asks the Wargmaster, what do wargs taste like? I'm just curious. Do we eat wargs here, or do we ride them?
Ride them if we can, eat them if food is short.
Ah, like the rest of the camp. If it's weak, it dies.
You got it. Alright. Any more questions? Or can I get back to work?
None from me.
So cannibalism.
Either. Carry on your day.
Yeah.
Night.
Alright. Bring me back some more and I'll like you. Till then, get going. Scream.
Cole goes up. Not even if we're hobgoblin buddies. Eh,
I don't like you.
nudge. You know, at least I've tried.
Cole will give a heavy-handed pat on both Cole and Raznoth's shoulders as he continues to walk forward and kind of gives a look at Vex to kind of convey that he wants the three of them to follow.
And it is a pat pen each time.
Rasnot has already started walking away. So.
He's just gonna go ahead and stop a little bit of ways from the surrounding people, kind of just over in the front of the camp. All right.
So, what should we do? Should we, which job should we take?
I
Unless you
think
want to take all three.
There were 4.
Okay, fuck. I can't count. I only have 3 fingers on hand.
You
I
have 3
think
fingers.
we
Where'd the
should
other one go?
take.
Well, I have it done, but it doesn't count. I don't think it counts, does it?
Anyway, I think we should take the one where we capture the food that is being transported.
Actually, that was a misspeak on Michael's part. It's not food. It was meant to be weapons and supplies.
Oh, I thought it was food.
No, weapon and supplies.
My bad.
No worries.
I mean, we could
Well-
do all 3. We could do the hunts for food
I-
and grab the supplies. Kill 2
That
birds
was
with
what
one
I was
stone.
going to say. If we capture the supplies, it leaves us with plenty of human corpses and somewhere to store anything we catch on the way back.
Exactly.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. And Cole had spoken up, but clearly he was just kind of looking towards Gulma's way because that sounded the easiest. But he also didn't think ahead that 2 birds and 1 stone. But he's just nodding. I think he understands.
I don't think we've introduced ourselves, by the way. I go by the name of Vex. I am a bit of an outcast. But this camp seems nice, to at least see. A couple of people seem nice to me.
You look over,
Because
Vex,
you
and you see
charmed
Kuruma
them.
giving you like the little finger wave.
Yeah. And Vex just happily waves his hand, smiling, and then turns back to the group.
Someone acting nice because you charm them does not mean they like you.
mm,
Yes,
you
I
thought
saw that.
well, I mean, she was going to cook me. I didn't want that.
Maybe you should not stick your hands where they do not belong, even though I did not see that.
I don't know what you're referring to, but I don't. But I digress. It's a pleasure to meet you. Vex opens up a hand and he realizes, oh yeah, that's kind of a civilized thing to do, to shake hands. So he pulls it back quickly. It's like, oh, right.
It's like, yeah, he just glares at your hand. Like, he doesn't even move his head down, he just like shifts his eyes downward.
Well, it was nice to meet you,
Raznot.
Raznot. That's it. I thought I heard your name, but I couldn't remember it. I shall remember it later. Just
I don't speak.
My bad.
Look over the quill, I guess. Done looking at that one.
What did he say?
I just muttered under my breath.
All right. He just kind of looks around at the lot of you, almost appraisingly, so to speak.
You also do notice, sorry, I should have said this in my characters, that Raznoth is actually armored.
Okay.
What race is your character, by the way? Just curious.
Raznoth,
yeah.
Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin, okay. So that explains why. He doesn't really kind of care for...
For the sake, I will blow up his image just so everybody gets a better look at it.
Ah, there it is, okay.
Look at this
Red
man.
boys.
And for the sake, I'll blow up everybody's image. I know you guys can see the others, but
They're all so handsome.
Need some dental work, but other than that, solid. Maybe
So
he
we're
also
already-
shave the eyebrows a bit.
So we're already
Say that
getting
to his
racist,
face.
huh? Yeah, keep talking shit. Bet you won't say this, Vex.
Of course, Vex won't say it in person.
Yeah, because he's afraid he's gonna get fucking eaten.
No, he's gonna be worried that he's gonna get drop kicked and then eat.
Mm.
You know, like how people throw candy in there and catch up with it? That's what Vex is afraid of.
Right.
Pinata.
Well, I suppose we need to tell the war chief what we plan to do.
Wait, we're not. Oh, sorry.
I
Keep going.
can quickly go run over if you want, and you guys can get prepared.
That sounds inadvisable.
Okay.
I mean, we're not gonna introduce the rest of us. Or we just. I mean, I'm gonna call you. And he looks at Raznoth and points to him. Since I don't have your name, let's call you your hobgoblin friend. I'll call you Gobby. And let's see what Vex. Well, give me your name then.
I have said my name. It is not my fault you did not listen.
Well, I mean, proper introductions. If you really sees him walking away, my name's Cole.
I
Looks
did
at
not
Vex.
ask.
Well, too bad you know it now. And he looks over at Vex. Hey, I'm Cole.
Vex, now that
Call.
you give him a scratch,
Sorry.
he just nods and says, name's Vex. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you. And he saw that he had shaken put his hand out to shake, so he does the same and gives it a
Thank you.
very hearty.
His name's Raz, by the way. I think I've seen him around here a couple times, so.
Razzie, go ahead.
Yeah.
What about you, big guy?
I don't think he enjoys this. We shall see.
To get used to it. But again, looks over to Quill, and just like,
Yes.
well, you want to introduce yourself? Seem nice.
He seemed to be a bit distracted, but kind of retrains his eyes on you.
Yes,
Mine's
get
quick.
those clicks in, man.
I got
Tap me harder. But nah, he just says, "Name's Quill."
Quite, I mean, like the writing utensil.
He kind of, actually, yeah, no, he very quickly just nods.
Are you a writer?
No.
No. Well, I assume you would be good at it. Seem like a man with deep methodical thoughts.
Mainly methodical thoughts, but definitely not movements. And he kind of takes his hand, and I mean, it's a seriously fucking large hand.
Yeah, it's like the size of Vex's arm.
Yeah.
As you go to shake it, you just see Vex go. It's like as he's being shaked up and down.
No, he would just kind of, seeing the previous gesture from before, Yeah, I suppose he would. Yeah, kind of seeing it before, and at first Vex had checked himself not to handshake, but Quill actually goes ahead and will kind of get down on one knee and kind of put out his hand as well.
This group is very nice. I like it a lot. It's much better than my old goblin camp.
I should mention, I mean, does he take the hand?
Yes. That's.
The handshake is extremely mild. It's still appropriate for your size, but definitely he's making it comfortable for you.
Yeah.
And I really hoped you were about to say that he got fucking suplexed.
Just slams me. I was like,
He does the God, what's it called? The Hulk with Loki and just kind of.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
Hulk
Exactly.
Judy.
So I will say that Cole, after watching them in this funny handshake, because giant hand that basically takes his entire arm, he just kind of snaps and just right, Quill 10 because you're right with one because it's Cole to Quill. I got it.
Quill
got
looks
it.
over towards Cole and just, I don't right.
question actually, Cole.
Yeah,
Were you a miner too?
my,
Or-
my
I'm just curious about the name. That's all.
No, I mean, sometimes I got sent to the mines, but honestly, nah, I was actually kind of a jester to the guy who owned the mines. You ever heard of Sunshine?
Ah,
Yeah.
the fire. I'm the coal in the fire to keep it.
The coal and the flyer, yeah. Shitty town, I fucking hated it. But
Never would have
I was
guessed.
that's what my name's from. Cole. That's what they called me. Kinda kept it. It's a little catchy, I suppose.
Yeah, they call me Vex. My name's not actually Vex, but everybody calls me Vex because I apparently am quite annoying to some folk.
Hey, what's your real name then?
I don't remember. I haven't been called it since I was a kid.
Ah, hey, you know what? Me too. High five.
High five. And Vex just kind of just tries to jump up and slap the hand.
He like does a little thing where he'll raise it a tiny bit. He's like, oh, you missed. No, I'm just kidding. All right, here you go. And he bends down to let him.
I wonder if the war chief hates them yet.
I mean, if we perform our jobs adequately, I think the hatred will weigh out our usefulness.
Yeah, I mean,
yes,
look
but
at us.
But
Exactly.
at the moment, all we're doing is yelling outside of his tent.
I'm not really yelling. I'm more just discussing.
Discussing.
He is probably. But Razi is probably right. We should probably be heading out.
Call me that again, and I will stab you.
Oh no, we just got together. I'll stop yet. Right, see? We're friends here.
Vex like, oh yeah, right. He's still a hobgoblin. He probably still hates me. Shit.
Oh.
I'm going to tell the war chief what we are doing. Now step inside the tent.
Okay. So you step inside the tent once more, where the war chief, Brugo, sees you. So, oh, so you have returned. So have you decided what you do for the Horde?
We have. We intend to attempt to take those supplies. And perhaps on the way back we shall find some food for Grulma.
This is good. Talk to Gromeric. He'll give you the position on the map of where we expect the smallish smoothskins to be transported their goods.
So,
Very well.
what exactly?
Who did he say to
expect us
talk to?
go
I
off?
missed the name.
Groom, as in the goblin.
Okay, yeah.
What'd you say, Judah?
Thanks.
He just. When do you expect us to go on?
Hello.
What? He kind of looks at you and goes, "What do you mean?"
We can leave everywhere from now or the day following. I
The
want to know.
transport is supposed to be leaving there probably within the next 24 hours or less. I would suggest leaving sooner than later to set up your ambush.
I agree. We should find out where we need to go. And I'll head over to the goblin.
Sorry, the mage. Sorry.
How may I be of assistance to you today? Or you assistance to me?
Well, as I'm sure you heard, we intend to track down that supply train. Would you be so kind as to show us where we must go?
Yes, I can be very happy to tell you. Alright, you're going to go north. Here, if you head off north, you're going to cross a road. On that road is going to be leading from Elder Trees, Elven Town, where they supply
Can you jump onto the map so we can have a visual aid as well?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So as he pulls out this pristine-looking map, he looks at you and he says, "Elder Tree is over here. Our war camp is here. You're going to travel north and perform some. You're going to travel north and perform some sort of ambush anywhere along the road you want. Just make sure you stay away from Fort Greystone. Take whatever supplies you can gather. and bring it back. Do a good enough job, and maybe our illustrious war chief here would be so kind as to let you keep something.
That won't be completely necessary, but it's nice to know exactly where our job lies.
And you have-
Approximately how long do you think it would take us to reach this point?
What would you say, Heath? Like 2-3 hours?
It's a
a
25-mile journey, so you're looking at a day there and a day back, guys.
Okay.
Alright.
Little
Well,
less than a
alright.
day. Little less than a day there, and a little less than a day back.
Will we be able to sneak in a rest, or would we not?
You would get a rest, obviously. By the time you reach the road, you could then take a rest and wait for the ambush.
Okay. That's good, because I wasted one of my spell slots.
So,
Well, not so much a waste, but, you know. Vex is already starting to plan a little bit of how to set up this ambush.
I would suggest you hit it halfway, get as far away from civilization as you can. But you may choose whether you wish to spring your trap.
Sorry,
Oh.
sir, hold on. The supply is coming from Elder Tree.
Two Fort Greystone, yes.
To Fort. Okay.
Head on.
Alright, well, we should not waste time.
Agreed.
Diamond is a very important thing for us. Do you have your mission? Any other questions?
I think this is satisfactory.
Very well. Good. I like you. Don't ask too many questions. Well, off you go.
Like, give a nod and head out.
No, I don't have a question, but I just want to let you know I like you. You're all giggly and stuff.
I think you
You're
should
gonna get
talk
hands.
less.
But I just want to give him a compliment. Can't I give the man a compliment?
No.
Ember Flicker is just going to turn to Adraza and just say, "I like this one."
See, they like me.
Not sure he was talking about you.
Wait, were you talking about me or him?
Him.
Oh. Well, at least one of you
Continue.
like me.
Keep walking out.
Adroza looks over at Raznoth. He's a bit too serious-minded for me. I like them handsome and stupid.
But
Oh, the handsome part. Wait.
Ah, he likes the himbo.
She likes it.
Yeah, she likes her himbos.
Ember Flicker will just respond by saying, "It's always nice to have someone thinking ahead, though."
Yeah, I can think ahead. I mean, I write songs. That requires thinking.
She looks
Not sure
over
it
at
does.
Grom and goes, "Well, I think he's more useful with his other head if I was going to bet anything."
While Quill was walking by, he very questionably, accidentally shoulder checks Cole on the way out.
With his massive size, he just
You know
kinda,
what? Just for shit, contested athletics.
God.
Oh, that's funny.
We'll see what happens.
Nat 20.
Oh.
Literally a natural one would have beat Zaku as he just like fucking Cole goes poop right onto the ground.
Yeah, he goes, oh! Hey, wait, watch where you're going. You know, I gotta keep this protected. At least this
Quill will
one.
turn around and just, oh, come on, boss. And he just kind of grabs your arm and just like yanks you back up.
As Cole gets like flung to the ground and she makes the comment about the loot, Raznoth will stop for a moment, turn around, like half turn around, and just say, "Well, that would be a real shame if something were to happen," and then continue walking.
As you just
Well
leave the
said.
area, Cole, you just hear one thing coming from Adra as she goes, "I think the backside is as pretty as the front."
I think you have poor taste in men.
You only say that because I won't let you get anywhere near me.
You wish.
I'll say that as Cole was being lifted up by a giant arm. He's just like, this has a forearm. Whoa.
Stop wasting time.
But I mean, look at it. Actually, looks kind of nice. I mean,
He stopped holding it after he brought you back up.
he looked back up. His arm was still been there, and then he looks over to Raznoth, who had commented about his lube, just like, "You wouldn't touch my baby."
Try me.
Shh, don't worry, don't listen to that. Don't listen to Razzie.
Perhaps we should
Is there a
get
baby in
going.
there?
You know, I like to call it my baby. I could put a baby in here. You know, the tiny little heads and little shits, and just cut one off and stick it in
I'll
a hole
speak
in here.
again. I think we should get going.
I
Right.
agree.
Wonderful.
You know what? I just realized something I need you guys to pick right away before you get going.
What's up?
What would you guys like your party icon to be?
Party icon? What the fuck?
I need you an icon to show where you are
Party-
on the map as a representation.
What about the
Hmm.
Punisher theme? The Punisher skull.
What? We should just make it. We should just make it this.
Goodbye. You
Here, I have a series of very wonderful images. I will see what I can find.
I'll look up something on Google just for. I'll
Like
just
this is just me and Quill at Cole.
Okay, well, for the time being,
I resonate well with this image.
God.
that is actually
Oh.
holy shit.
Yeah, please get that away from me.
Fine.
Delete it. Thank you.
I'll find something more cursed but less obscene.
Oh, I just found something on Google.
well, in any case, guys, no worry to worry about today. For now, we will use the axe.
Or the Duck of Doom.
The Bokoblin. Is that a real plush? I want that.
It looks like it.
That's a real plush, yeah.
How about this?
God.
No.
Have a T-pose. Have a T-pose Nintendo dog.
Well, as I say,
The
guys,
power.
for now, we'll use the axe for your guys' party symbol.
Okay. I'm
So
sorry,
we're-
we're completely derailing this campaign.
Yeah.
Look, he had to expect
it.
it.
And we're just completely destroying all the great tension.
Oh, no, this is exactly what I expected from this group. You are not destroying what I was expecting.
Expectations have been met.
Or should we say axe expectations? 'Cause
Oh
axe.
I'm
boy.
the only one who has an axe here. I hate all of you.
Yeah, that's not true. I have an axe as well. Okay, so
Oh
you
wait,
guys,
I missed this meme.
your part, the axe will be your party archon until further dates. If someone was to post something later, that is fine. But that's the party. So where are you guys planning to go to ambush?
Probably mid-center would be the best way to start.
Well, there's still trees like at the edge, so probably hang out at the edge of the trees.
Okay.
Do we want to ambush them before they get out of the tree?
Yeah, I mean, I could set up a little distraction if you guys want to have us or a surprise round.
I have an idea for a potential distraction, but what's yours?
Well, I could disguise myself as a small or a dwarf or a gnome and stand myself in the middle of the road. I actually do not have good performance, but I can disguise myself, have my back block the road a little bit, and then when they get out of the car to inspect who I am, you guys can sneak up and take a few swings before they even realize what's going on.
And that's almost exactly what my idea was as well. So
Oh, perfect.
Just saying, though, in the future, perhaps we should talk about this in character. Just saying.
I can't be fucked doing my character voice all the time.
Well, in any case, guys, so you guys are on your journey. You can discuss how you ambush when you get to the ambush site. So as you guys
Okay.
begin your journey towards the area, who is leading the expedition towards the ambush site?
Stares at Quill.
Vex is actually pretty good at trickery, so he could.
Well, this is
Well, maybe-
not trickery. This is getting you guys in spots. So this would be a survival check to find a good spot.
Then, not Vex, but I can cast guidance. Help it.
That would be nice.
All right. Vex gives you a
Not my
guidance.
expertise.
It's not my absolute best either, but I mean,
What's everybody's survival check?
3.
I've never survived a day in my life.
I actually was born about 12 hours ago.
Quick question, because bardic inspiration is something I immediately get. How many do I have at a time?
Believe you
I think I
said
have
Bardic.
another one.
Yeah, you get it at level 1. It's a D6, and it's equal to your charisma mod.
Yeah, that's how many times you get to use it a day.
Oh, but I have a negative charisma, so.
Okay, so my charisma mod
Yeah, but you
is-
don't have bardic inspiration.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So I have a mod of 4.
So you have 4
So I can
inspirations
use
a day to use.
4 times a day?
4 times a day.
Well, inspirations, and at this level, it can only be for skill checks, I think.
Nope, you can use it for attack rolls, saving throws, ability checks.
Yeah, you just can't use it on yourself till later, and that's only certain classes, is what you're thinking.
No, I
yeah.
thought like doing it on attack rolls and stuff was from Valor and Law. Like,
No,
you get a...
No,
That's for you're talking
That's
about
damage.
AC.
more tankish.
Okay, yeah.
Also, a quick question, Keith, because I just realized this now. When we were making my sheets, remember when I loaded it and then it didn't put any of my skills, like it didn't click on anything? Was sleight of hand the one that was supposed to be clicked, or was it stealth? Because we talked about the story.
You said you wanted sleight of hand because at level 3 you get sleight of hand, but if you already have sleight of hand, it can be anything. So you pick sleight of hand, but if you want it to be stealth, I'll allow you to make the change right now.
Okay. Because of the story that we went with, because I keep snuck.
Yeah, I think you wanted stealth, but you might have clicked on
Yeah.
sleight of hand by accident.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I was okay with you, because I was looking at it, I was just like, I don't remember clicking that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can
cool.
flip the 2, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Were you wondering about bardic inspiration because you were thinking of giving it to Quill, or were you just
Yeah.
ascertaining?
Both. I was thinking about giving one to Quill, I just wanted to make sure I knew how it worked. And would I be able to stack that onto guidance?
Yes, you can, because they're different skills. You can't have 2 bardic inspirations or 2 guidances, but you can have one of each. So you can go ahead and roll me your survival check, Quill, and you can add a d6 and a d4.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm gonna add another fucking. Oh my god, hold on.
We're really making sure that our survival is at the top of our peak.
I just
I mean,
can't wait
if
for 3
he's-
ones in a row.
God.
Right.
Yeah, if he gives yeah.
You-
fuck it,
You know
I'll
who
give
does
five.
have survival?
Yeah.
Fido.
You didn't have to. Okay.
But
Oh, damn.
Yes.
And then you can roll the d6 as well.
I already did. It added all together.
Did it?
Oh, did it already?
Hover
did
over
it.
the 3, guys.
Oh, yeah, 2 and a
Hover
3.
over the
Yeah.
3.
Wow, so you rolled a 1
Ah.
and a 2. So, okay.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah,
Sad
24
face.
survival. So yeah, with Quill leading your expedition forward through these vast woods, you guys leave the war camp, traveling a good distance at a good speed as the 4 of you gather about and find an area you figure looks like a decent spot for an ambush. It's got a bend in the road, and you are able to find rocks and trees for cover and ambushing materials. And for the sake of a visual, you basically have this place.
Zooming out simulator. Okay.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, it wasn't letting me zoom out either.
That will
Yeah,
put
this
your
is a
tokens
facility
on the map for
inside.
you guys, just so you're where you are.
So you said
Oh,
it would
wow.
have taken us about just under a day to get here,
Yeah, just under a day.
so it'd still be nighttime then.
No, a day is basically you get there and then you have to rest.
Okay.
It's not like 24 hours of walking. The average person can only walk about 30 miles a day, but that's within a 10-hour
Right.
worth of walking. So you guys have been on the road for 10 hours, then you got to rest and do your other stuff. So You've been on
Okay,
the
so
road for
it's
10
like-
hours to get here.
And then that leaves us.
Okay, so it's like lunchtime-ish.
Yeah, about that.
Bill
Okay.
is dragging his feet a bit and just kind of sighing. Just like, "Oh, let's walk all the way to the camp, and we only got to stop walking this far again."
If you're going to be like this every time we go out to do something, I'm going to get fed up very quickly.
Oh, I promise it's fine. Actually, beautiful nature. It's actually, it gets some open air, a little bit of inspiration. Or maybe I could write a song about trees. Just been walking a lot.
Do not touch that loot until after the ambush.
I mean, look, I know I'm not the smartest here, but I'm not that dumb. Don't worry, I won't distract. Unless you want me to distract. Actually, I can do that as well. Just
No.
kind of going on the road.
That actually does bring up the point. What is our plan for taking out this caravan?
Well, do you still plan to act as a distraction, Vex?
I mean, I do pull out I do have a very distinct personality, so maybe I can very much be a distraction for the gods while the rest of you take care of the people from behind, and I can take out the person in front.
I'll ask, what exactly is everyone here's skill sets?
I'm mostly I'm basically a thief and trickster. Kind of what kept me alive as a goblin back at camp.
I am very good at hurting people from a distance.
Hey,
I don't see a bow on you. Arcane?
That is the way.
And you, Cole, was it?
yeah, that's me. Right,
Wasn't saying hi.
um,
What's your skill sets?
maybe if it wasn't obvious enough. Not bad. And, me and Razzie, we share something similar. Also,
Do not call me that.
Alright, how about, not that is. Nothing. But anyways, yeah, I'm not really, the big hitter. I mean, he pulls up his loot and shows the back of it. In worst case scenarios, I can use this. But I prefer not to, it is my baby after all. But,
Yeah, I was about to say that. I thought you really cared about that thing.
I do! It's just my baby's a little bit tough. Like me, most of the time. But, stuff in the
Don't
distance.
believe that.
And, anyways, can, at least, if you need enemies to just kind of fall over, laughter, that kind of shit, to distract, and you can go in and do your thing. You look like a big, strong, punchy sort of guy. You can do that.
I should preface. Cole.
Yep.
Many of our kind don't actually know what a bard is.
Right. Yeah. Keep that in mind. I haven't been around our kind in I don't know, more than 10 years.
I got an idea too. Does anybody have a shovel or something to dig a bit of a hole?
No.
Nope.
Dang. Vex is just kind of looking over, trying to take in ideas for possible traps to.
Well, while he's walking, he'll kind of go ahead and he'll stop for a moment as he was leading before, and he'll just kind of kick his foot into the dirt. Does the dirt at all seem any wet?
Does the dirt seem what?
Wet.
It does
As in
not seem
soft.
wet. Soft? The dirt's not particularly soft. It's basic forest dirt or ground, right? Like the roots have been kind of drinking up the soil. Obviously, the road is something a bit more tough and sturdy.
He'll just go ahead and turn back over towards Vex.
How dirty is the road? Like, is it covered in branches or?
Sturdy, not
leaves or
dirty. Sturdy, ST.
No. But I'm asking if it's covered in sticks or grass or. Something.
Well, there's basic foliage kind of around it, but for the most place, it's fairly maintained.
Okay. Vex starts beginning to reach into his pouch and begins looking through some items. Can someone collect me some leaves or something, or just general foliage to cover the road with?
Yeah, on it.
I'm gonna set up a small foot trap for anybody passing by near me.
Okay.
Do remind me, but is this traveling group the one that we're ambushing traveling by foot, or?
You never got details, but you can gather the fact that they're transporting weapons. There's at least probably a wagon involved.
Okay.
They're coming from this side, right? Because I'm just generally off the map.
Well, I mean, the map's not accurate for direction, but they're coming from the left.
Okay.
Oh, so they come from this side. Okay.
Yeah, just
Cool.
for the purposes of that, the map's not properly correlated to what it is, but they're, yeah.
Quill will look over towards Vex and is just.
Are you sure they won't be able to tell?
I'm very good at hiding around my old camp back in the day. I should be able to do this. I just never done a human voice before. Hey Cole, do you know how to do any human voice?
Oh, yeah. Got that down to pat. What do you need?
I need to sound like a little or something.
Like
not
a
to
little...
get very much height at it.
Alright. Okay, what kind of human are you going for? I can tell you how to sound a little more posh and stuff, you know? A little more amicable. Little nobles. I always like the little nobles.
Yes, a noble would probably be the most compassionate towards.
Alright.
Well,
And slings me over.
I approach, while you guys are talking about that, I walk up to Quill. While they discuss these, where do you think we should ambush them from? Positioning would be important.
The way I see it, chances are that I'm going to be the one who takes the most hits. But for those of you that are a little bit more...
And he says this, I know he knows that the others are kind of discussing amongst themselves, but he just kind of looks directly towards zooms in again because I'm Raznoth.
In your case, I would say that it'd be best to find yourself a nice area of foliage, but not close enough to where you'll be easily seen. Or, better yet, pursued. For my case, I'm likely going to be in the thick of it all. Vex.
You would need to be close to Vex, because he will be the distraction. You need to be able to get in there quickly.
Actually,
I wonder.
Quill, I actually have something in mind. Since you are obviously the strongest of our group, would you, when I set the snare on the ground, I need you to pull it as hard as the feet remain tight together, so that way the human does not get, or whatever we're fighting does not get up.
There will be a large group of them, you know this, right?
Yeah, I know, but one less to deal with is much better than having all of them at once.
I should mention, if I'm pulling the snare, then that leaves less for me to actually do. I'm going to be preoccupied with it.
I mean, they won't react right away because they're just wondering what the hell happened.
I'm sure they know this area. They know how close it is to our camp. I'm sure they'll be expecting something of that nature.
I am not sure they are aware of the camp just yet.
Well, let's make sure that they don't know it yet. For a little while longer, at least.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, we're just a bunch of fuckers on the road, you know? So is doing shit, raiding.
After the Blood War, how are relations between the rest of the Horde and the rest of the kingdoms? Like, is it kind of just mild hatred between the groups at the moment, or?
So if you're talking like the world versus the Horde is still very much like they're kind of like the boogeymen of the world still.
Yes,
but they're all
like, what happens when they generally walk past creatures?
You mean
like
orcs?
straggling monsters.
The straggling monsters, they do like normal D&D. You see goblins and orcs on the road, you probably assume they're enemies.
Okay. Alright, yeah.
Right, or if
Boogeyman,
not,
so expect
if they
fight
won't
response.
immediately attack you, they will at least be very much on guard right away.
Alright.
I think I should maybe hide towards the back. They roll past, we spring the ambush, you guys attack from the front, and I can hit them from range from behind.
Alright. What about you, Cole? What are you going to be?
Cole or Quill?
Well, Cole first, because I know Quill's going to be on the front line.
That brings up a question to the DM and all of y'all who know how D&D works more. So, for things like Vicious Mockery and Tasha's Hideous Laughter, those things require to be heard, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Dissonant
So if you
Whispers.
look at the... I mean, it's up to DM.
Well, generally, you have to be seen and thus heard, right? You usually say a target you can see.
Okay, but like I could be behind bushes and still say something as long as they hear me, right?
Yeah, yes, it's like shooting a bow from the bush. You're completely fine that way.
Okay, and then Dissonant Whispers is also the same?
Almost every spell works that way, Zaku.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as
Alright,
you
just
meet
double
the range requirements and the verbal,
Visual.
somatic, and material components, you should be good.
Yeah, as long as you can see the target, you're usually fine.
Dissonant
Okay.
Whispers actually is a little bit different than that, though. It's more generally in the way that it works because it's like the one spell that I know that doesn't say that you have to see. It just says within range can hear.
Usually it gives you in the description, like, any of the standard exceptions.
Yeah, well, only one
Yeah.
creature of your choice within range can hear. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have that open. Just
Should I
double check that.
roll to see if I can make a snare, or do you think that would be something fairly easy to do?
You would definitely need to make a check for making something. So you're trying to make a snare, you said, right?
Yes. Would I use these tools or survive?
It would be a survival thing because it's not exactly. It's not like you're trying to pick a lock. You're trying to set up like a snare ambush.
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah. Apparently, these tools are also meant to set up traps.
Technically, that would be more like. I mean, I guess maybe. It'd still be.
Maybe more of a complicated trap would be.
Yeah, I think you're thinking like a trap isn't like making a door mechanism go off versus like making a nature like snare for a rabbit, which is what this is more inclined to, right?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Whoops.
And to answer Vex's question, Cole will just say, well, they don't really need to see me, but they do need to hear me for my things to work, so I'll probably be close by-ish in bushes, and, well, you know, if I need to run, I'll go to the next bush, stuff like that.
Okay, so you
I'm
put
gonna
a
stay
snare
far away.
there, I'm assuming.
Say that again?
I'm sorry, I was talking to Vex. He puts a snare there.
I'm just setting up with Dex. I'll take it.
Just you can use guidance on yourself whenever you do skill checks like that.
Oh right, yeah. Hold on.
But I think you've already rolled it, so unless Heath allows you to.
Yeah, generally you gotta call it before
Yeah,
the
I
roll,
completely forgot
but
about that.
I'll allow this one time since you're still getting used, so.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, so
All right,
15.
so 15. Is it successful snare or?
We don't know.
So
We'll
you
have
gotta.
to find out.
You gotta snare. The survival check is like, I'll let you kind of build the snare. The survival check is more like the DC of the trap.
Yeah. Okay.
right? Like how
Ooh,
easy
I
it is
sharp-
to see.
I probably should have helped then. Sorry, I was away a little bit.
Do we have any foliage to cover the snare up?
Gore said he was going to find some.
Yep, I'm on it. And he's kind of flailing around looking for sticks and picking off leaves from the bushes and stuff like that.
Okay, so
we'll
I'll say-
cover the snare with it, and then have the rest of the snare kind of like hide at besides.
So this is a rope snare where someone's holding the other end of the rope and you're just pulling tight on the snare.
Yes.
Is this a trip or?
Well, what my plan is for them to walk over it. I pull it so that way their feet are together around him, tying them up. So that way.
Technically, at best, just for realistic sake, man, when you pull a snare like that, you will probably knock them prone for a round. But it's not like they're going to be stuck up in a tree. It's not like you got like a tree snare when they're fluffed up because you don't really have that area for a tree to fling them up.
Yeah, but Dex is also very small, so he probably cause too much pull. But enough to definitely tighten the rope.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't get me wrong. If the trap works, what this will do is when the snare goes off, the person in the trap will fall prone and will have to either untie the rope or cut the rope to free himself. Otherwise, he'll be stuck on the ground prone.
Okay.
Right, because, again, you don't have, like, a tree to fling him up in, like classical, Indiana Jones style swinging from the treetops because you're in the middle of the road. So this snare, at best, will pull a guy, knock him prone, and he'll have to cut his feet free to get himself free.
And, like, the rope that continues afterwards, I'm going to have it, like, hide under my cloak so that they don't see the rest of the rope. Like, the rest is... the loop is covered in foliage, but the rope itself is covered by my cloak, so that way they can't see it.
Yeah. So that's fair. So you got the snare in your foot, and then you will tighten the rope to kind of snare their feet. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. I think that's all my set. When we start seeing the cart come, I'll cast Disguise Self on myself. Or
okay.
I could just I guess I could just not even bother with the Disguise Self and just have my back turned towards them.
Disguise Self would probably be safer.
Maybe. But I mean, we're only doing this as a surprise. So, it's for extended.
Yes, but if they see a goblin on the road, they would not be very surprised when the rest of us attack.
But also, I have my back towards them, and I also... So, I'm on... And it's like a human cloak, too, that I stole. A soldier.
It would still be a risk.
Oh, so we're not going with the noble look then?
Well, I guess I could still go with the noble look if you guys... Alright, well, we are having a long rest. We're still having a long rest, right?
Yeah, you guys will be setting. You basically, guys, I would say on your walk over here, you had a long rest. I just wasn't going to make you RP it for this quick one.
Okay.
Because, you guys left at night. You probably had a long rest, then you got here.
Well, if I had a long rest, then I guess I can use one of my spell slots to cast Disguise Self. Alright. Well, I'll transform into a noble kid.
Okay.
We see the cart approaching.
So when you see the cart approaching, so where are you guys all hiding?
So Cole will be over here, but before, as he disguises himself, before Cole goes away, he'll do a quick thing. Right, look over here. So keep your posture up, because I always love doing that. All right, and it's talk a little more posh. You got to round your O's, and you need to put your consonants out there a little more. You try that.
If I'm not mistaken, you're going to be pretending to be a harmed kid. No unharmed stands upright straight.
Oh, actually, yeah. He's got a point. Do a little hobble.
No, I'm doing a noble, I thought.
A
noble kid, right?
Kids?
Noble kid, like a... Maybe not like a prince or princess, but maybe like a lower noble.
But then, just act scared. Kind of like, when you would look around some camp
Yeah.
Right, and just look for your mummy,
Maybe
and
maybe I should make myself look roughed up a little bit, though, since maybe I could pretend that I was just escaped the camp.
Cole takes some dirt and just kind of smush it on his face.
Yeah.
Just like that.
You could have at least asked.
Oh, sorry. I mean, now you look a little roughed up, right?
Yeah, but I haven't cast Disguise Self yet.
Right.
So
You don't do that.
To my face.
He just kind of licks his thumb and just kind of like just a little bit of smudge over here and just kind of pat. All right, good as new. It's not good as new, but you know that's something.
I mean, Vex can't even see himself, so. Okay, I trust you. Right. Is everybody set for the trap, or?
You're sure that this snare will work?
Yeah. Fairly so.
How confident does he sound?
So,
I mean, if you want me to roll performance.
I guess I could just insight as well.
I mean, it's up to you guys, sure.
Ignore the +4.
So you can either roll if you feel confident, roll persuasion. If you're feeling like you're lying, roll me a deception and a GM layer, Vex.
GM, whisper to you and whisper to you, or?
Yeah, GM layer. You just click on the GM on your sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
while he's doing that, he. Oh, okay, sorry. Go on.
He seems confident. You believe him.
I know for a fact he really isn't, but that's besides the point.
Don't metagame.
I don't metagame. That's one thing you'll find out about me.
I know, I'm just joking.
I know. Yeah.
Okay,
But no.
so
We'll
this point behind the tree, that cover, like, I won't be seen from the road?
You guys will need to make your stealth checks, obviously, but yes.
Okay, but that is cover that would work for me to
That
make
would be
stealth.
cover, yes. You got behind the trees and the rocks and stuff, you guys will have cover.
Okay.
Like, those are places you can hide, yes.
Quill will just nod at what he had said, and it's just...
Alright. If that's the case, then I suppose I'll take behind this tree. Or...
either this tree or this rock. Because the trap is here, right? This black circle?
Yeah.
I'm standing right in front of it. So, I mean, well, more sitting in front of it.
Is there a way? Because, I mean, I know that, like... hold on. If he hides about here, then sight lines...
If you go prone, you'll be covered.
Okay.
That's the thing, is you won't be able to stand up for that one, but if you lie down prone, the rock's about 4 feet tall, so if you go prone, you'll be completely covered.
Right. I still have the stealth, though, I'm afraid. Well, actually, if anything, no. Quill will kind of look over towards Vex and towards...
I love how Cole fled to the other side of the map.
I had to measure shit out because I just...
He'll just look towards the others and just...
that thing. I'm a decent traveler, but I don't usually do that well. What did you do for me earlier?
What? Sorry.
What you did for me back there. I'm a decent hunter, traveler, but I performed better earlier. It was all your doing.
He's talking about the the thing that we do. Like I give inspiration. You did something.
Oh, the inspiration. Yeah. The bless. Yes, I can give that to you, but it only lasts for minutes.
That was not bless.
You meant guidance.
I mean, not bless.
Guidance.
Although I can get bless.
Perhaps you might be able to give it to me before they actually enter. We should be able to hear them before we actually see them.
I mean, yeah, I guess I could. I would have to scamper back to the snare, but it should give me a minute to do that.
In most cases, especially with people, you hear them before you see them.
But I maybe have something that's better for everybody. So just hold off on it. I will. You'll gain your power in a minute. Yeah.
Come on. But Cole, your inspiration might work best.
Oh, you want to now? Right, let's see. What exactly are you looking for? Are you looking for an inspiration in your strength, just your performance in general? What are we going for?
What you did
Something
before.
quiet.
Hey, hold
Oh,
up.
I have quiet. Something quiet.
Peace and quiet. I don't go for that. But I have to in order to give you inspiration, I have to say something inspirational. So give me a little content here.
It's what you did before, right? I'm trying to be quieter.
All right. Though you are a big man, you'll have the steps of the teeniest mouse, and I'll give you part of inspiration.
Wonderful.
Hold on.
Of course, when the band actually comes, I will say.
Okay.
I
I
will be
wouldn't recommend
there.
waiting for that yet. Maybe use it as a method of attack, because I have a little trick to. I have a few tricks I could show you about sneaking around if you would prefer. Because
You try.
I have the blessing of a trickster, which is this.
Yep,
Oh.
Blessed
That's all.
Objection gives you advantage
go
on
invisible?
stealth checks. No, it gives you advantage on stealth. Jester uses it all the time.
Yes. Jester and
Bless.
Nod were my main inspirations for this character.
I personally would be very inspired if you did not talk.
Only if I'm stealthing. Sorry.
Anyways, with that, as you guys have been arguing and talking for the last past hour with each other, I'd like everybody to roll me a perception check.
Yep. Double
Okay.
13.
So,
Nice.
So Cole, as everybody's talking, you're talking about being your, the most smart. You could hear in the distance what sounds like the approaching of wagons and hoofbeats in the distance.
As people are talking, he'll just kind of wait and say, "Hey!"
Oh.
So we're talking about silence. Well, now's the time. They're coming.
Vex pats Quill on the leg. All right, be quiet and give the blessing of the trickster to him. And
All
Vex
right.
goes and hides right in front of the snare, hides the rope underneath his cloak, and begins to pretend to cry in a impoverished state, sounding kind of like a lower noble child.
Everybody
And,
roll me
I-
their stealth checks.
Oh yes.
Okay.
You have advantage. Oh no, sorry. Quill has advantage.
Yeah. Oh my fucking
A
god.
9.
Glad I
Okay.
used
You still have the inspiration.
That is what I used with that +4.
It's-
Oh,
The 13 now, guys.
Okay.
You know what? That's only one lower than Cole, so.
I just want to bring out the fact that my skin is green and the floor is also.
You already got advantage. You can't get a second advantage.
Fuck off.
hey, there's such thing as super difficult terrain. There's such thing as super advantage.
Natural
as-
camouflage.
As you guys duck down behind your rocks and stuff, you see that Quill was kind of ducked down, but you could see his kind of bulbous butt just sticking over the edge of the boulder. When Cole goes psst, psst, and kind of points down at him, he just lowered down below the rock just a bit more.
Your ass is huge and it looks nice, but you might want to flatten it a bit.
Zach, why are all your characters sexually charged?
Because Zaku
Not
is
all of them. Audrey.
We don't know.
That was
Could
not
be a
convincing.
freak on the low. Could definitely be a freak on the low.
Audrey
Listen.
seems like the kind of person to be a freak on the low.
Audrey is a person who's sexually attracted to knowledge.
Yeah.
Just
Turns
watching
her on.
Oh.
So, anyways, as you guys go down for your stealth, you start noticing the distance as the wagon sounds and hoofbeats get closer. You do also start hearing what sounds like the chinking of armor and metal as from around the corner. A wagon with 5 guards and shields and armor are approaching. As they move forward, they slowly move over, just keeping their eyes open as guards do on watches. They see the small child at the in the middle of the road as they approach. Go, whoa! And as they stop down there, you see one of the guards look over. It's like, I'm gonna go check this out. You all stay here. What the hell's going on here? And you see this one guard kind of break off from the others as the others kind of look around and alert. One moment.
Just the tiniest, just whimpers, just can be heard in the distance from the guards.
As the guard approaches, Oi! What you doing in there, kid?
Huh? Hello? He turns around. He turns his head. Oh no. Oh, thank God. I've been... The orcs. And he just kind of continues to break down, just crying.
Orcs! And as you say that word, you notice the guards start looking around frantically.
No.
And as they do...
Fucking Christ.
They notice...
God, is that D-Rab? Oh, is Dan here?
They notice... they rolled a 19 on their perception check, guys.
I'm too thick!
As they notice people on this green butt and the orange skins in the green trees, it goes, we got an ambush! And everybody, please roll initiative.
I hate it here.
I tried to be stealthy, but my dummy thick ass cheeks alerted the guard.
Literally!
Wow.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Alright.
Oh.
Well, they even have to waste their turn moving anyway, so...
Oh, Heath, stop!
Oh no.
Beautiful.
This is not holding well.
I hope you guys don't like your characters.
Oh. This is the biggest oof ever.
You guys set up the plan. I'm like, it could work, providing everything goes perfect, but at the same time, it's a little suspicious.
All Vex had to do is there were orcs and they ran that way. all he had to do.
I said it was a trick. I didn't say...
He did say it was a particularly good one. There were orcs!
I'm like,
Orcs where?
like,
And
no.
everybody freaks out and looks.
Hard tricks, things with my hands.
My charisma is 6. I cannot just save my life.
Why are you a trickster
Also,
then?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Also, Quill is thick as hell. How am I supposed to lie about...
You're right. His hips don't
It was
lie.
just a particularly
It's
mossy
just a
rock.
lie.
Leave him alone.
I love it too, though, Quill, because with
that...
with that 9 stealth, your green butt would have been sticking out behind the rocks because their passives are 12. They totally would have noticed you.
God damn it! Hey, I got a 13.
I know,
okay?
but then they were on
Would've
alert
been
because of the word orcs in this kind of semi-suspicious scenario, so they were actually actively looking, and they rolled it
They just see a
natural.
stone and it's like, that stone has a weird hump to it.
Yeah. There's some
humps
odd
to be
moss.
exact.
There's some weird,
Incredible.
like, lumpy
The one
moss.
thing you shouldn't have mentioned. And you're like, let me just lay this on the table right here, guys. On a silver platter.
You didn't know Vex was actually here? It was, trust me, it wasn't a bad idea.
might
It's
wanna
just
put
turning
the,
out bad.
You might want to put the, wait, can you guys see the tokens?
Yeah, they can see them.
I don't see them.
Refresh your
Do you
page,
have like
then,
a
man.
Do you have like a
I
black
don't see
screen with like dynamic lighting or something?
Are you
No,
on the
just
road
like-
ambush map?
Yeah. Yeah.
Far left?
I have the whole map.
I mean, do you have more than just the drivers and that one soldier?
Why the heck did it bring me to Journey of Teleberg when I refreshed?
Oh,
That's
I
what
see.
happened, is because that was your last game loaded, so that's what, if you have 2 games open, the game will fuck up because it's trying to load the previous one. I know, because I do that constantly when trying to edit maps while gaming for you guys. I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta close that.
Huh.
So anyways,
Oh,
you-
hey, look, there it is.
Oh,
yeah.
I lost the turn order. Shit.
So this guy comes out
I
and
also
sees
lost
the hobgoblin in the bushes, and he looks down and he drops his spear and shield and pulls out a light crossbow and takes aim.
I rolled the highest stealth. This is bullshit.
They also rolled a 19 perception. All of you were noticed. I'm sorry, man. They rolled a natural 17 plus 2.
Why am I the first one they attack, though? I would have been the last one they noticed.
You're the closest, though.
You know,
Ugh.
they saw you, they see you, they want you.
So they
And then-
fire a 5, and the thing goes, it just goes right into the trees, missing you completely as the arrow just shatters into the trees and falls.
Glad it missed.
The next guard's turn. He will go. Oops. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He also takes out his crossbow. On the plus side, Vex, they don't be looking at you. They be looking at the orcs and hobgoblins.
I mean, I do kind of look like a child anyway, so.
I would
This
like
one
to
will be a
note-
shot at Quill as he takes
I
out
would
his
like to note
light
that he is-
crossbow.
I would like to note that he is still prone, so
Yeah.
any shots would be advantage.
No, I think it gives you +3, doesn't it? Or if it's full cover.
Oh
No,
yeah,
he-
actually, he's undercover with the rock. I mean, unless they move out of the way.
Actually, yeah, at that angle you would have full cover. So yeah, Raz, you're the only person they can actually shoot at.
Cool. I thought I was
ass
standing
was
behind
so-
a tree trunk.
His
Yeah,
ass was
but
so strong.
you have cover.
Full cover.
I am giving you cover, man, but that you are still visible. You got about half cover.
Okay.
Your wonderful cape was billowing.
Okay, roll the 9.
past the
So once
tree.
again, the arrow this time comes off and right into the tree trunk, missing you.
You just gotta go, "Wah!" And,
Okay, now the guard who is in the front's turn. 30. He's got full visual on Cole and Quill. So he's gonna, seeing Quill on the ground, he's going to...
There's an arrow in your butt.
Yeah, he's
My
gonna
ass
take
will.
You might be a
used to be a
disadvantage,
adventurer, I like
but
you.
you're still an open target, so he's gonna try to shoot you, Quill, with no
My
cover
ass
bonus.
will deflect the shot alone.
You'll automatically take 3
So
off
with a
your
natty
muscles.
1, he goes hit the bow kind of jams and like flings off as he loses his bonus action.
No, my ass deflects the shot.
Pure muscle.
He hit almost.
Cole, your turn.
oh,
On
okay.
the plus side, guys, apart from the initiative, they've been rolling garbage. So look at that, is happy.
Whew. Wait,
True.
what are they- Oh, there he is. He's just so fucking tiny.
Very different from last game with all the hell that broke loose.
Oh God. You know, it's the
And,
reverse opposite too. This time is us ambushing goblins. The goblins are ambushing them.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, but
Alright.
are we sure that Quill is as thick and wholesome as Shrek?
Shrek is very top heavy, but not bottom heavy at all. Nah.
Yeah,
Quill got
this
it all.
boy is even. Alright,
Hey.
so,
But you can't deny
well,
those arms. Those arms just beautiful.
they be smacking. Also, heads up, Heath, the music has stopped playing, at least for me.
I still got it.
Yeah, you gotta refresh your page, Zaku.
Heck, okay, I'll do that afterwards. It takes an action to do like a stealth roll, right?
What do you want to do? A stealth roll? Yes, it's an action because you're not a rogue.
Okay, cool. In that case, Cole is going to run up just over here, within range of this first guy, and he will cast the Vicious Mockery. Just have my sheet. Second.
Eve, do you want me rolling any of these, by the way, or no?
Oh, I got it, Michael. Don't worry. It's just one. It's literally one sheet because they're all the same guy.
All right, so
Alright.
he will.
Sorry, man,
cast
just- You cast a
Should
vicious
I
mockery.
continue? Yeah, he says he casts Vicious Mockery, and he yells out to the guy that's closest, and just like, you know, It may be a smooth skin, but you won't be smooth for long after we rough you up. And boop.
Okay, Vicious Mockery rolls a 15 as he looks over and goes, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Opens his mouth, closes it. Trying to think of a better one next time. I'll be back. Give me a second to think of another one.
Okay, next turn is the wagon. As the wagon moves, 5, 10, 15, just kind of skirts past 20,
He runs over
25.
that guy. Jesus.
Yeah, pretty much they go around him. They kind
Bludgeoning
of
damage.
30, 25, 30, and they go about here and stop at the kid and go, "Quick, kid, get on! There's orcs attacking!"
Okay. I'll wait until it's my turn to say my response.
That's about to go off. I'm ready.
And
As,
that is how Vex has a entire life disguised as a child.
I know, you meant to destroy me.
5, 6,
Day
Vex has literally been
23.
treated- Vex has been literally treated like a child for half of this entire session.
I know, and I love it.
light crossbows. They
It's
fire once
11 notes.
again at poor Ras because he's the only person in sight. No, another 9 as it dunks into the tree trunk.
Razoth is a skinny legend. He cannot be hit.
6 as he loads up his crossbow, takes aim. Nope, misses again. Vex, you are up.
Alright, Vex just nods in, just gets up, and he drops the snare, obviously, so that way it's not being carried. And he starts running over towards the side of the carriage. 1, 2. There we go. He runs over and hops onto the side of it. But as soon as he climbs up on top of it, he pulls out his crossbow, shoots the
Shoots the which one?
this guy.
Just
Okay,
you do
you
know
are-
that
In
Crossbows
melee,
are
you're
at
at
disadvantage.
disadvantage if you're in melee, right?
Is it? Yeah, I guess that's.
It is. It's a ranged weapon.
So back up 5 feet.
I mean,
That
I actually do have an extra. Yeah.
Do you have a dagger?
I
Alright.
have a dagger, but it's less damage.
Okay,
Stab
yeah,
him!
You can fire right there.
Fine.
Yep.
Fine, I'll dagger him. And just...
Hey, it's a surprise attack because they don't recognize you as an enemy. So
All right, with advantage.
Betrayal.
Trail.
okay, you get your sneak attack damage. That'll finish him off even at minimal. As you just watch it go, it just gets killed, like skewered and dies as the other driver goes, "Oh Jesus, fuck!"
And soon the concentration breaks off, obviously, as the smooth, fair skin soon turns into a groggy green. Just
Wait, are you-
disgusting skin.
You actually,
Are you-
well, the concentration doesn't actually drop. You can
I
keep
know,
it up
but
if you want
I'm dropping it. It's just.
to. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Okay,
He's like, oh, hello there. Why you
Quill.
don't like me like this? Do you not like me like this?
Quill, you're up.
Quill will see the arrow that had deflected off and kind of jammed, and he's just gonna go ahead and stand up, and he's just gonna crack his neck.
Ain't it a foul time to have a weapon jam up on you?
And he's gonna take out his axe, and yeah, he's just gonna go ahead and enter a rage, just with a heavy huff of a breath that just leaves his nose, that even makes just a bit of a sound that even as far as Cole and Raz could hear, as his eyes just slowly turn an even darker, a darker red. And
I like this one.
for the meantime, though, Yeah. He's gonna go ahead and, from his offhand, with a hand axe that hangs at his hip, he's gonna go ahead and take that out, and he's gonna go ahead and throw it directly at the guy's head. But yeah, let's see.
Are you gonna move a little closer first or no?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just considering my options here because standing at this rock.
His half movement,
somebody-
yeah, because you were prone.
Yeah, of course. But like, just wondering where exactly, if any, cover can be received from this rock, or is it not very high from the ground?
You can receive like half cover because half your body will be covered anywhere around it, as long as you've got like an angle where they aren't directly in line, right? So they're obviously not.
Okay. Yeah. So in this case, I will move ahead, and I'm gonna go ahead and just throw my axe directly for him. Yeah. Moving there, of course, will put me out a little bit more, but I am doing my best to attack this boy.
Okay, roll your attack.
Actually, wait. Sorry if I may take this back. I realized that I have a javelin instead. Could I use that?
Of course.
Right. I will scoot the fuck back, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my javelin instead.
Okay.
Here we go.
You take your javelin, kind of like you got a little bit of a leg cramp from lying down on the road so long. You go, take that Olympic turn, get cut, shit, and this goes flying off to the side.
He just huffs a breath and just remains. Why the fuck did I forget? No! This is why I'm not used to orcs. I forgot about my aggressive racial feat.
Yes,
I was gonna mention it, but I wasn't sure if like regular orcs got it or not, because I know they didn't used to.
Well, they fucking do, and I'm so mad!
But it's fine.
No, they always did, because freaking Muscle Wizard had it. The whole race.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Well, with that being said, since I took one step forward, I'm gonna take one step back and cry.
Alright, let's use a bonus action to cry.
Okay, Razoth, you're up.
Okay.
Destroy them.
Be the wizard you are always meant to be.
He's sucking
Vex
the
has-
out of the tree.
Vex has the cart, so I
I
don't
have
need.
the cart pretty well covered. Don't even worry.
I'm just gonna firebolt the one that Quill tried to attack.
Okay. That just hits.
Hell yeah!
So you strike him in the side, and it's like, damn it! And he's like, gets hot up, it's, ugh! And he looks over at you, Raznov, and not very happy.
You're gonna move back behind cover.
I am behind cover. I can't move further back because then the other ones will attack me.
Alright, don't worry, Heath. I got you for this guy.
That's fine. I'm just gonna chill. I'm chill.
Even though you threw a fireball.
I'm just
Hey.
gonna throw a fucking fire.
So this guy's turn comes up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he's gonna whip out his crossbow and take another shot at actually he's gonna go after the orc that just whipped a javelin at his buddy. So I think you're, damn it. There we go. We check the range. Yep, you're in range. And fires his light crossbow. 13. That hits. As you take 7 piercing damage. Is it right into your shoulder?
Was that entirety of total of 14, or do I down it? I did rage. I should mention.
Oh, you gotta remember to say that, because you wouldn't have been able to use your
No,
dash
no,
action.
I did.
Oh,
He did
He
say
did
you.
mention
He
rage.
did.
Yeah,
well, then
he
you
wasn't
couldn't have you couldn't have dashed forward then, because you need your bonus.
Guess
action
who
to dash
doesn't play barbarians very much? My research.
3 damage then, yes. That's why I got confused, because like I could have done this. I'm like, okay, so you didn't rage? I didn't know what was going on.
No, I was talking about my aggressive feat as an orc. I could have.
yeah, that's a bonus action though. 1.
Oh, okay. So I couldn't have. That's nice. Thank you. Now I feel less bad.
5,
I'm
6.
just gonna quickly go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, go for a minute. He's gonna fire his bow at Raz.
Raz or
Raz is
Cole?
very
I
aggressive.
saw my thing. Oh, I was over the turn order.
Heath, remind me. It's round down for damage, right?
And he missed. You took 3, yeah.
You are the tankiest wizard ever.
This guy
Pre OP.
looks over. Oh, I already did his HP there, Michael.
Oh,
Yeah, he was at.
Oh, you should leave it.
He had a high HP. He rolled really well. He rolled max HP.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no worries. This guy takes out his spear and goes after the wizard. 11 misses. As
Misses.
dashes you to the side. Cole, you're up.
Alright, keep measuring, and then he started moving, so I guess I'll do that now. Oh, no, he's out of range. Ooh, this one's also out of range, but this one isn't.
Please give the one next to me disadvantage on his next attack.
He's out of my range, I'm sorry. Well,
You could move.
I could move, that is true, and I do have one other thing on me. So, you know what? Yeah, since I'm not stealthy anyways, I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15. And, yum, yum, yum. Hey, he's in range now! Alright, he... welcome back. He is going to attempt, let's see.
Give me inspiration. Let me make up for my past sins.
Make over your best. Let's see though. Because I see him coming up here, and it is just kind of like, wow, scary. I'm gonna do another. I'll try a second vicious mockery this time. And and he will say to that one, hold on. You know what? I got nothing. I hate your drop down already.
Ironically, he failed that one, so he takes the 4 psychic damage.
Hey!
And has disadvantage on his next attack.
Wait, you were in range to do that from... You didn't have to move for that.
Vicious Muck.
Vicious is 60 feet.
60 feet. Oh, whoops! I was looking at the wrong ones.
So, anyways, Beth, as
That's
you
alright.
Vex, as you look over at this one guy, the spear driver, cab driver, he looks over, he's like, "Oh Jesus!" and he takes out a wooden club next to him and takes a swing at you.
Alright, bring it on.
12.
That misses. Vex just kind of rolls out of the way of the...
Oh shit! And he kind of looks about, and the wagon starts moving. 5, 10.
I'm still on it, though, so... Oh, wait, does the horse get hit by the snare?
There's nothing to pull the snare, so now it's just a dead loop.
I know, but it's still...
Do they get tangled?
Yeah.
Probably
Horses
not,
are
guys.
dumb. Horses are fucking dumb. I don't know if you've had a horse before, but they're
You know
awful. They
Let's
should
give
die.
him a chance. Let's give him a chance. Let's roll a D100. If it's 100, the horse trips.
Sure.
Here, I'll...
Nope.
Dang. Well, it was worth it. Worth a shot.
Okay, next guard's turn. This guy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Wait, did you just swap
You just
character
roll.
halfway through that?
Huh?
No, there's another guy
Alright,
next to him.
Okay. Sorry, it just looked weird.
Yeah, this guy takes his spear out to stab you. You take 4 damage as he rolls a 21
What did he
to
roll?
hit you.
Ah, fuck. Okay, 4 damage.
It's just, ha! Right into your side. This guy, seeing the goblin, goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's gonna fire his crossbow at Vex.
Oh no.
He misses completely, though.
Nice. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, Vex, you're up.
Vex, as he dodges out of the way of the club, he's like, "Oh, is that all you've got? I've dealt with orcs. I've dealt with kobolds more tough than you." And he goes up and tries to stab him at the top of the head again.
Okay, this time you do not get sneak attack, though. Now, that hits, though, but he's still up. He's like, ah!
Okay, maybe I'll stab him in the hand actually, where that club where he was trying to hit him with. I stabbed him in the hand instead.
Sorry, Andy, you getting really quiet there?
Oh, sorry. So I hit him in the hand where the club and I stabbed him with the bolt dagger in the hand, obviously.
Okay, you stab him in the hand, so okay. Quill, you are anything else to do in Vex?
I'll climb a bit more onto the cot, so that way I can. I'm like on top of the roof. Of the
Okay.
cot.
Is it roofed?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Hey! Oh. And then,
And that's about it. That's all
Okay.
I can do.
Quell, you're up.
Okay, it's time. Let's move. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and run directly over towards this one, and while he is kind of distracted by Raznoth, yeah. 1 second. I am doing some calculations, as you can see. Oh,
This is no time for shipping, Judah.
I don't know what you're talking about. But anyways, yeah, no, he's just gonna go ahead and run up to the guy and just raise his axe high up above his head, and he's just going to rain down on him.
Okay, roll your attack.
Yep. Making sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay. Panic. Let's see.
Okay, you cleave that man in half. Did you just...
He just looks over towards you, Raznoth, and for a moment, you can see Quill's eyebrows tint with confusion, almost as if he's like deciding whether or not you are friend or foe before his eyes turn passive. Not passive, they just avert towards the guy behind you.
Laterally.
Raz, you're
But,
up.
Alright, I'm going. Oh, sorry?
Oh, actually, you
I
can
was
still
just-
move, Quill, if you want to.
Oh, I could!
Anyway. Let's see.
I want to recreate that now.
Well, it's on
That
recording.
You'll learn
The,
very soon we both screech.
the character is an orc. I am an eldritch horror.
No, I'm the Eon Eldritch Roller.
Fine. I'm the eldritch whore then. Anyways.
Very well. I
As a
accept
bonus action, you can move your speed towards an enemy of your choice that you can see or hear. If that's the case, then could I move over here? Because it is still towards them, but like it'd be like here instead.
Yeah, as long as you're getting closer.
Okay, cool, awesome.
Okay, Raz, you're up.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm just... You know, I did not appreciate that. And I'm going to... I'm gonna have, like... Shadow, like... Claws made of shadow extend from my fingers as I cast Claws of Shadow on the guy next to us.
Oh, damn, okay.
Claws of Darkness.
Me
That
crying
does
so
hit for 2 damage.
Yeah, it's a shame that I rolled low.
Ow! Damn it! Yeah, that was like its little frostbite.
I like
Lethal
it, though.
frostbite.
It's very
Yeah.
That
I like it.
All I can do, though.
Don't worry, I will protect you.
I sure hope so.
Just whispers into his ear. I shall protect you.
I am
Okay.
actually going to skirt around this, I think.
Next up is this guard who takes his shield out now and takes a spear attack at you. Raz. Yep, because you just chill touched him. Give him the cold shadow shoulder.
I will say Quill did
Lots
just
of
bisect
that.
his friend.
Yeah. Quill did bisect his friend, indeed.
Okay. Quill, I'll allow it. You take a critical hit for 4 damage total.
Thank you!
Cole just goes ahead and just takes a spear and just still that gaze, that dark red crimson gaze, blood splattered over the front of his shirt, just staring.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This guy's gonna hit Raz, though.
Okay.
Well, he's not necessarily gonna hit. Okay, he's gonna hit.
For 7 damage, Raz, you're unconscious as you just
What
see
did,
this.
what did he roll? What did he roll?
19.
19.
Ah, fuck me.
You're waiting for that opportunity to use shield, aren't you?
Yes! Absolutely I am!
As you
I
take
remember
7
shield.
damage as this spear comes jamming at you. Before you're like, haha, I've got. Oh fuck, that's not gonna work. As he just pierces you right in the chest as you collapse to the ground. He's like, I got one. It just looks down at you, spits on your body.
Oh, the disrespect.
Quill just looks directly towards the guy and he's just, that's the last one you'll get.
Cole, you're up.
Alright, so seeing how Quill had literally bisected a man and Raznoth soon going down, he will look to Quill and he'll say, oh boy, you know what? Hey, you big guy! See a little more red, just like my skin! And I'll give you another bardic inspiration.
Wonderful.
And then he is going to move.
I should mention that Bardic Inspiration is a bonus action. You could still cast a spell.
Oh, sweet.
I did not know that.
I did not know that, but now I do know that. And
Yay! It could be a level spell because Bardic Inspiration itself is not a spell, so it doesn't have the same bonus action thing that. Yeah.
You can do a full thing now. Anything you want with your action.
Sweet.
Level
Anyone
spell.
will
Heal Raznoth, you know.
You can't because he used his bonus
heal
action.
Raznoth. You're right.
Yeah, I was, I don't know, I'm looking between. So Raznoth is looking pretty bad. There are 3 of them. Vex seems to be holding on his own pretty fine, right? He doesn't look that injured.
I actually remembered it once, but here comes the turn of the Vex.
You're fighting commoners. Fuck you.
I'm not fighting just a commoner. I'm also taking off.
I'll have you know that
Let's
commoner
see.
has a club and is scary.
Hey, Heath, how many attacks missed me before I went down?
A bunch.
Like, a lot.
4, I
Probably
think.
10.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
No, the dice came around, guys. I was rolling under 10 all these attacks, and now I'm rolling high.
Yeah, and of course, once you started hitting, you started rolling fucking 20s.
You know, I really hope that Vex is the one who makes it out. Just like kills the guy and then just takes off with the cart while the rest of you die. As
I'm just like imagining just Vex just like on the cart trying to steal.
Well, I was gonna take them all out on the cart at once with a fucking ice knife, and then Vex jumped on it, and I was like, well, I can't do that now.
Maybe you should have communicated that in character. Bitch!
I am sensing dysfunction within this group, not just from their characters.
Oh, God.
I'll have you know I love everyone here. So, joke's on you.
I love everyone here except Heath.
Yeah. Fuck Heath.
Overlord. Yeah, you're getting kicked out. Time to boot off the Discord. But anyways, continuing, I have moved over, and I will look at because
I should mention that you should probably stop approaching so fucking close to these guys. You have ranged spells. Keep that in mind.
well, I also want to be able to reach other people as well, just in case.
What are you?
I'm trying to think about it. I'm learning. But, yeah, I'll probably not be so close next time. But I'm just gonna keep it anyways. You live and learn. We will, cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter in front of the one that's in front of Quill. And,
Which one in front? The one directly front? This guy?
yeah, the one directly in front. Yeah, because it's the one
Okay, that's a wisdom save.
Yep, and then he will say to him, just like, hey, what's gonna be purple just like the thing on your head? And he points to I'm assuming the little poof that comes off of his armor. That is poof, right?
You mean the cape?
That's a cape.
Oh, that's a cape. Oh, I zoomed in. Alright, well,
I zoomed in.
you know what
Are you
else gonna
looking at
turn
me?
purple just like I'm just like squinting. You know what else is gonna be purple like a cape? You in just a minute. And we'll cast it.
Oh, it is a cave. I thought they were just dressed like a Waluigi or something.
They were what?
What the fuck?
I thought they were just dressed like Waluigi. Oh wow!
How is that? How is
Zooming
that like
in
Waluigi
does
at
wonders,
all?
y'all.
Waluigi.
Zooming in does wonders.
He's not even dressed in purple!
It does look fancy. It's Waluigi.
Rolled a 9, so he fails and falls prone laughing. He's like, and he falls prone and is laughing.
Don't forget to mark your spell slot off your sheet.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, it is the commoner's turn. He takes another swing with his club at Vex.
All right.
Missing again as just swings wildly.
You know, you should not be swinging that club with a hand being stabbed. It's very, I'm not very, advised.
This guy takes his spear out, goes 5, 10, 15, 20, oops, 20, as he steps over the body. And makes his spear attack. You take 1 point of damage, Quill, as he just jabs you into the side.
Fellas, is it gay to flank in combat?
It's called spit.
You're coming at another dude from behind. I mean, kind of fucking gay.
This guard, though, will jump up onto the wagon with Vex to take his spear out.
Uh-oh. Being double teamed.
Jumped onto a moving fucking wagon. I'm.
I
No,
know,
that one
you
misses
have one
with
guard
a 5,
attacking
so...
you.
Vex, you're up.
What are you going to do?
I'm going
You
to
must
just-
be in so
I'm
much
gonna-
danger.
Hey man, I'm the group here that... Well, actually, Cole's doing a better job of healing back, but that doesn't matter.
Really isn't.
Yeah, neither of you are doing a good job
Who
healing.
are you hitting, the peasant or the guard?
I'll hit the guards. I mean, not the guards. The drivers, that way.
Okay, the driver this time falls down dead as you just and just plops over.
And Vex is going to drop down between the Horde and hide under the cards and perform a hide action.
Okay. I believe it's a disadvantage because you're in heavy armor, aren't you?
Yes, it is. That's
Okay.
You're in heavy armor?
medium armor.
So as you go, clink, 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 as you try to go underneath.
I'm gonna get a breast possible or try to steal these guys.
To be fair, he could be abusing his small height for the sake of being able to just run under there instead of crawl for other people.
Well, I mean, the cart's not like 3 feet tall or anything. It's like a foot off the ground. It's a normal wagon, right? He's
Okay, yeah.
But this would be a much easier way of getting through it than a normal human being.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be easier to crawl through than a human, so you crawl underneath the cart.
Yes.
Okay, Quill, you're up.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's fucking see. This guy is just having a time of his life. So I'm gonna look over towards the. I'm gonna go towards. The other guy from before just kind of had and stabbed me, got caught inside of a web of muscle, and Quill just turns around.
You really shouldn't have done that.
He's gonna take his great axe and he's gonna do the exact same move from before, just hand over, just bisecting people. Wonderful.
Which one are you attacking?
1 second. The one from behind.
Okay.
Just adding this and okay. Shit!
Unfortunately, tink, as you just slam it down, missing with the. By the way, you don't have to roll the Bardic Inspiration if you don't want to, Judah, but.
Oh no, I really wanted to make sure that I hit it this one.
Well, yeah, but you can decide to do it after the roll, right?
Oh, okay. Well, here, for the sake of this, like the attack modifier. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna keep the attack modifier there just in case, or should I wait and roll later? I don't know.
Well, you rolled your attack and missed.
Okay. Well, in this case, I will keep the inspiration in the lock. Thank you.
I'll allow it this one time, but for future reference, man, just don't put that automatically on because you don't have to use it until after you make the roll. So it was bash, and you completely miss MacGuffining the swing once again. You slip in Raznav's blood a little bit, just kind of you going Raznav, death saving throw.
Yeah.
No, success.
Blood seeps back into your liver for a second.
Turns to Quill, makes his attack. Misses you. 11 will not hit.
Damn, he rolled that bad.
This guy's laughing on the ground, so he makes his wisdom saving throw at the end of his turn. Succeeds! As he's
I fucking knew he was going to! Knew it!
As he stops laughing, like, huh, what the fuck was so funny? And he's just still prone on
Should
the
have
ground.
attacked the prone guy.
Still prone on the ground, and that's his turn though. Call, you're up.
Alright, so seeing that Raznoth still has not gotten up, he's just kind of, oh, he's down. I got your money, I got you, Razzie, don't worry! And he will send,
No, he's just taking a nap.
he's just taking a turn nap.
You're very lucky that Raznoth is not conscious to heal it.
You can thank me later! And he's gonna send a level 1 healing word. You get 7 points of healing.
Damn near all your HP back.
Yeah.
That is.
And then he's gonna...
That is not all my
gonna-
HP.
He's going to sort of do that big old step, like, very not suddenly tiptoe away, just like, fine, just go
You
over
can
here.
still use a cantrip after casting a spell, can't you?
Yeah.
Yep, you
Oh,
can
that's
still
right.
use your cantrip, Cole, yep.
So if you want to use
Human
it
words
for
a bonus
mockery,
action.
yeah.
Oh.
Viciously mock these hoes.
Yep, one's in range, another one's in range.
They're all in range.
They're all in range, Saku.
Please use the one that isn't fighting.
Okay, well, since three purple boys, 3 Waluigis up in this, he's gonna try looking at the one that he just had attacked earlier. Right here in front of Quill, right here. And he'll just kind of yell out to him and say, "Oi! Hey, you! Yeah, the one that was laughing earlier. Yeah, I know. My jokes are pretty funny. But, it's all fun and games until the green guy gets angry. And I mean the big one, not the small one. And vicious marker.
He fails. He has disadvantage on his next attack.
Wonderful!
It takes 3 psychic damage. He's like, oh my fucking HUD!
And I will end my turn.
This guy's next turn looks over at. Yeah, he'll still attack. Well, he didn't notice Raznoz get up.
My baby, come here.
If I flirt with
And
them, maybe they'll
completely
go
misses
away.
with a 6 as you just see Quill kind of flex his muscle as the spear kind of glances off.
More staring. More intense staring.
Okay, the bottom guard's turn. No longer seeing Vex, runs to the front. It goes, yeah! As Vex, you are now left underneath as the wagon starts moving at full speed.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, geez.
Why?
Attackers.
You had
Oh,
one
no.
jump, Beth.
Oh my
Yeah, don't
god.
worry.
Vex still has the ability to
I'm gonna
smack.
have an aneurysm.
Don't worry, I got this.
Vex, your turn.
I'm going to run 30 feet towards.
Yeah, sorry, made the most sense. There was no enemies. The wagon's there. Fucking go.
No, yeah, I know that.
Comrade's
And
dead.
I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, well,
Whoosh!
that's a disadvantage, right? I'm not.
Well, no, you always take the first roll, so the 8 missed.
Dang.
Like,
You got this?
as it just flies, spears off to nowhere.
Let's see. Dang it. Well, I don't really have anything. Ooh, wait, no. No, I got nothing. I could really.
You have a bonus action dash. No, you don't. Never mind.
No, he doesn't.
You're
He's a
not
gob. He's not a rogue. He's just a gobby.
Yeah.
I'm a goblin with a trickster. I'm a goblin.
Okay, that's it. Your turn, Vex, or
Yeah.
Cough,
You're up.
cough.
you're up, Quill.
Yeah. That guy is no longer laughing, but he's still prone, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna make an example of him. But
Roll at advantage.
yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Second, I almost made that a whisper roll for no reason. That would have been foolish of me.
Okay, you like a log on the ground with your axe, just bisect him from the waist down as he just kind of splits open in two.
He watches as the life fades from his eyes, and it's just.
I got one.
And then turns around and look over towards the other one.
Cole will clap from the side. Nice comeback!
Razanoth, you're up.
Alright, well, I'll stand up. Now, this guy is on a weird square. How far is the guy on the car?
120 feet-ish.
I'm fucking magic missiling him.
Okay.
Nice.
Good choice.
Yeah!
1, 2,
Ooh, a 3.
That
One.
is 9. You got exactly what you needed to kill him.
Hey!
Guys, horses like to move, though.
Yeah.
Only if they're scared. If they're not.
Well, they did just have a guy explode on top of them.
Whatever.
But
It's easy. It'll be easier to get wild horses than
yeah,
a
it
fucking
is
guy
true. Yeah.
controlling them.
That is very true. Yeah.
Okay, Raz, that's your turn.
That's my turn.
This guy looks at you, just saw you explode his friend. Go, you fucker!
Did he? He was not facing that direction.
He was watching you just cast missiles, and he obviously glanced over Cam.
Sounds fake, but okay.
Sounds fake. They're just like, aha! I'm not shooting at you.
Do you want us to keep track of where you're looking at all times to see if you give a shit?
And misses you. This guy's dead. Cole, you're up.
Alright, so, he said, oh shit, Cot's moving, oh, well, he's dead. We can catch up with him later. Let's see here, we still got 2 of them, so, I will cast, another, actually, oh, sorry, yeah, maybe I'll say that. Yeah, okay. He will send, he looks like he's about to open his mouth and say something, witty and all that. He opens his mouth again, just, fuck it, we got things to do. Takes out his light crossbow and aims for the guy that's in front of, Raz.
Okay. So, Raz, as you watch this guy take a stab at you, you look at him back up for another thing. As he backs up with his spear, a crossbow bolt just pierces his neck and he falls flat.
You're welcome!
Riddance.
Damn.
This guard's still the only one standing, freaking out, doesn't know what to do, just takes a wild swing. I'm going to roll a number here. Odds are Raz are, evens are Quill. Quill, he attacks you. And misses completely.
Nice.
And next up is Vex.
Let me just check something. What kind of horses were the carts being pulled by?
Roll me a nature check. You probably think they're just basic, like, riding or work
Like
horses. So, like
draft
draft
horses.
horses, yeah.
Alright, Vex is gonna pull out his crossbow and try to shoot one to stop it.
Okay.
Animal cruelty.
Well, that kills the horse as it collapses to the ground and the wagon just kind of goes veering off to the side and crashes.
Well, that's
Vex is going
we
to.
can work
also... Yeah, it's fine. We can get it back up and running. Vex is going to also run forward. Try to claim his prize.
Quill, you're up.
Quill just kind of responds to the sounds of battle that this other one is just making, and he just kind of slowly turns around over towards him and is just,
Blood ringing in my ears.
and he's gonna take the axe and then up and over, and
Let's see what happens.
death. Well, probably not death. If that's
Actually,
a
it
six,
is. He
but
was
yeah.
already pretty damn
Oh.
weak damage as you just kind of. So, how do you want to kill the last guy, Quill?
Well, like you said, no, you're good. He just raises his axe above his head, and after saying the whole,
Blood ringing in my ears.
he's gonna go ahead and just split to where the axe goes halfway through the skull before twisting and then pulling back out.
Now
As
you
you
can hear it.
You split this guy open wide, and he just collapses to the ground dead with the blood spilling out of the ground. As he collapses to the ground, just go as the last moments of his life is a giant green orc. And as that, you guys are out of combat.
I mean, we still have that one other guy that was driving the car.
No, you killed him.
You killed him.
I killed him and... Oh,
You
from
killed
crash,
both. Yeah. Well, no, the other guy was dead, and you killed both cartmen earlier.
Yeah, but there's the guard that's still driving the cart.
Oh,
I
you
killed
got-
him.
Oh, you did?
Magic
that-
missile, yeah.
Magic missile.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah. Calm the fuck down, Cam.
All
Do
right.
not take away my murders from me!
All right.
Well, Australians get really pissy when you take their murders away from them.
Vex is
Exactly.
Vex is gonna wait
We're
for
not-
the rest of them down.
We don't king hit and coward punch for nothing.
So as you guys straight up have now had your first victory over the Smoothskins, looking about you with all the dead bodies and the trashed wagon with plenty of goods and supplies to be had, now all you must do is try to figure out how to get all this shit back to camp.
We killed
The
one of the
wagon's
horses.
trashed, or...
It's pretty
Well-
badly damaged after the veer. One of the horses looks a little injured after it was kind of moving in motion. One of the horses died and tumbled, causing the other horse not to lose control.
Is the cart locked or?
The cart could probably be fixed and repaired. It's a little
I know,
damaged.
but
though.
no, I'm just wondering if it's locked. Like,
Oh no, it's
Yeah.
an open cart. It's not like a strong box.
all right. Vex is going to pop up the back and have a look through and take inventory on what's.
Okay,
Okay.
inside the cart you find 20 bows of a fine elven make, 300 arrows,
All right.
20 spears, 5 chainmail armors, and about 7 shields and 20 swords long.
Okay. Let me just pull up some DVD on.
Well, we may as well begin moving these corpses onto the cart.
300 arrows and what else? Sorry.
7 spears. Nope.
Sorry.
Do we really need to write this down? Like, we
Not
have the
really,
cart.
guys. You guys have the cart. You can just,
It's completely unnecessary. It'll still be there by the time we fucking get back.
The reason why I was counting them is because theoretically I could literally pick them up and walk away.
No.
not with the
Yeah.
not with the
Yes.
6 suits of armor.
What
6
kind
suits of
armor is
armor, that's it.
Yeah,
it? What kind of armor is it?
it's
Chainmail.
chain.
Chain thing. Okay, I can't use it.
Chainmail or chain shirt?
Chainmail.
What about the bows? Are they short, long?
They're long bows. They look like elven made.
Yeah, okay. Well, I say we definitely made off with a good rush. Should we go out and hunt for some bodies? Do you think these bodies will do?
Well, first things first. Let's get these bodies on the cart and try to get it in working order.
All right. I'll see if I can heal up the other ones. or at least they get to calm down.
Cole's just kind of looking, staring at the corpses. He didn't seem to be very focused on the conversation that the rest of you all were having.
I lean over to Quill and I say, and by we, I mean you.
He turns over and then just kind of tints his eyebrows again.
I'm sorry, what?
We need to move these corpses.
Right. Well,
And he kind of looks over between them.
if we have the garage, we might be able to take some of them for...
What was her name again?
Gruelma.
Gruelma.
Think of it this way: Gruel as in food, and Ma as in mother, as in they cooking.
Yeah, I just
mom.
forgot her name together because squirrel brain.
we could take some
Yes.
back for Grum.
Yes, indeed. The goblin also killed one of the horses.
Yeah. Hey, Cole. Cole, would you be able to help me with move this cot? I don't
Yeah.
think if I can really push it out of the ditch by myself.
And if you're looking for strength, that isn't really my strong suit. While he is going over and picking up one of his.
Yeah, but
Cool.
I don't want to bother him too much.
Well, we'll take two of the human bodies and just kind of drag them over across the floor as he's walking over towards this area. He'll drop the bodies and he'll just kind of grab the carriage and start pushing it back.
As he does that, I examine one of the remaining bodies and just see what they got on them, what gear they have.
So each of the bodies carries one short crossbow, one light crossbow, one spear, one shield, a set of chain, and their attire. Roll me investigation if you want to start searching through more.
I should mention-
Oh, not 20!
Ooh.
Okay, so I'd say you find about what equivalently is about 30 gold coins amongst each and every body combined.
Sure, alright, I'll just add the 30 gold. The gears, I assume the gear's in pretty good nick as well, besides the damage that we might have done to it.
I mean, it will definitely need some repairs.
Salvageable.
They're salvageable, yeah.
Go ahead, Andy. You're trying to speak.
I'm just curious. What should we also load up? I assume we should load up the equipment from the dead gods as well. Just add a little extra to the supplies.
We should just load up all of the dead gods in general.
Yeah, that's what.
No need to disarm them just yet.
Hey, Cole, do you know any healing spells? Vex didn't see any healing because he was beneath the cot at the time. I'll take that as a no. Just kidding.
I should talk, Zoc.
Vex will try and use a medicine check to try to get the horse to feel a little better at least. Ooh, that's not good.
Oh, oops! I was muted. He said who am I healing?
The horse. We need the horse healed.
All right, horse. Anyone else? Well, actually, no. I only have one spell slot left, so horse it is.
Actually,
Cole has a few puncture wounds through his clothes, and blood across his his clothes as well. But he doesn't seem too heavily bothered.
All right.
What were you gonna say, Michael?
no, you're good. Never mind.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, he'll look Quill over quick. He seems to be fine. So it's all right.
I should mention that his fine is everybody else's managing.
Yeah, I mean, he figures it's just because they have a mission. Just I mean, you can walk just right. Yeah, or you think you can help carry with his horse?
I could.
Can you carry it how you feel now?
Be a challenge, but I can.
All right then. I mean, I can't hear you, so otherwise I'm gonna get the horse and he just kind of scoots over. Last chance.
The horse is going to be instrumental to actually getting everything back. We need it.
Alright then, he will cast another level 1 healing word to the
Also-
horsey.
Sorry.
Real quick, Mr. Raznoff. Remember, Quill had taken 2 of the other bodies before you started your investigation. So, lest you want to come over to his bodies and take all the fucking
Yeah.
gold, you're gonna have a
Yeah,
problem.
he's walked over. Yeah, he's walked over. He's like examined all of them.
All right.
If
all
Quill
right.
has any issue, then he can bring it up.
I actually don't really think he would.
Yeah, Raznoff just fucking walk. He examines those 3, walks over, examines the one that's exploded, and examines the 2 that Quill grabbed.
Trying to make sure that it's not my lack of materialism that is leaking into Quill, and Quill actually doesn't fucking give a shit. I can't tell though, so I'm just not gonna say anything.
Well, keep in mind, gold's not the most useful things for you, members of the Horde.
I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
gold has
mean-
value, but it's not like it's easy to spend. You guys will basically have to do some black market stuff.
Right.
Also, a horse gets 6
Maybe we'll
healing.
just have it as a party fund. Like, that's what I'm willing to do if you guys are down for it.
Like, if we ever need to spend it, theoretically, Raznoff and Vex could walk into a town with disguise self.
Yeah.
I mean, they can discuss that in character as well once they get back.
Yes.
Well, we'll discuss that later.
Yeah.
Let's get everything loaded up. Let's get the horses pulled out of the carts. Let's make our way back to camp. Or maybe take a rest if he wants. That was a...
We should
should get
probably
off.
just head back.
Getting off the main road as soon as possible would be preferable in this case.
Indeed.
You're probably right.
Yeah, a lot of
Next we'll
blood
hop
on the
off
road.
back and begin rolling his crossbow.
As much as I hate to say this, Cole, will you help me drag these other bodies?
I can try my damnedest. Can't guarantee, but let's see.
Quill will
Well,
just
can you
raise-
move the dead horse back onto the cart?
We're taking the horse. Want to be a little bit heavy.
It's gonna be a lot of food for Grolma.
Well,
So are the humans.
Could also
No
make for
point.
a fine gift to Chief. If
If
I
we
think
can
we
fit it, there is no reason to leave it behind.
I think we should take the humans.
I think we
There's
should try and take all of it.
well, I mean, it all depends. Can this one horse and Mr. Big Guy here actually carry all of them? Because if
We
we
shall
can,
find out.
okay, so we dump one if the other doesn't work, right?
Indeed.
Quill
So-
will move over. He's
So
just
I will
gonna take the whole-
say, with you guys putting everything on the wagon with one horse pulling it, you guys could possibly get this wagon to move with the horse if you're all pushing with it to kind of like keep it moving. But it's gonna be like
Does
a
it
team
help-
effort.
Does it help that Quill has powerful build?
Well, don't get me wrong. It's useful that Quill can push the wagon too, but the party's gonna have to kind of help the horse move the wagon. Obviously,
yeah,
with all the
Very
extra
well.
weight, it's gonna require you guys to kind of team push this thing. Especially since you guys aren't on a road and you will be going through rough terrain to get it back to camp.
There's a foreseeable
Do
detriment.
we reckon between me and Cole, do we think we'd be able to drag one body each, or do we both have to work on one? Because we are not strong lads.
What are your strength scores consecutively?
What's Cole's?
7.
7? Fucking Christ. So 16.
So 7.
I'd say it's enough for the 2 of them to move bodies.
No,
you
it's
can
not.
You can drag double your weight.
You can drag double your
drag your
strength
strength.
15, but you are
No,
they could drag it, but you guys would be at a crawling pace because the bodies
fair-
with armor and everything on them are going to weigh about 200 pounds apiece.
I mean, we don't have to,
To be
carry
fair-
all the guards. We could just dump a few.
Guys,
Well,
why
I
are we
was about to
taking
say-
the horse over the fucking guards?
Yeah.
I was, but,
Well,
well,
we're trying to move as
guys.
many as possible.
Again, guys,
Guys. I was about
Michael,
to
you're
say
saying?
2 of them are bisected, if that helps.
That is true.
Oh, yeah.
But
Neat,
again,
guys.
guys, I just said it. You can move the cart. You guys are just gonna have to push it together. The horse isn't gonna be able to do it itself. I mean, I'm telling you, you guys are quite capable of doing this. It's just gonna require the 4 of you working together to push the cart.
Alright.
Because your combined strength scores with the horse are more than enough to push the cart through the rough terrain.
That wouldn't
Alright, cool.
affect our exhaustion levels traveling or anything, would it? Or, like,
You would
make
have
it
to. You would
longer?
be slower on the way back, but you'd make it on the way back.
Yeah, we can take more time on the way back because we're not under time pressure.
Yeah. Also, we could probably rest at the camp when we get back.
I'd also like to note, the longer that we have corpses inside of the back, the longer that other creatures might become interested.
And then
There's
we
a
get
reason
more corpses.
why the fuck are we taking the horse? I still don't get it!
Because the horse has a lot of meat!
Have you ever been
So
to
is
like,
4 humans! 6 of them? I don't remember.
7. 5 guards,
7.
2 commoners.
7 humans! That's
I forgot about
perfectly
the
fine!
commoners.
I want...
How about this?
I feel like a horse would be equivalent to like...
But you know what it also is? Like 1,000 pounds!
Again, guys, you have the capability of taking it all. You will be a little
Yeah.
slower. You might have to camp
Yeah.
out for 1 day to get back to base, but you will be more than capable of getting it there.
That'll be fine. 2 days won't kill us.
I'm calling you teacher's pet from now on. You just really want to kiss up to our overlords, I see.
No, I want experience! Because we get experience from strengthening the Horde! I want to hit level 2!
Patriotism.
I would prefer to have more than 2 spells.
Michael, what
Yeah, same! Just because you can fucking fight all goddamn day.
Alright.
Yeah,
Either way, ladies, you're all beautiful. Now, how about this? Let's just start moving the things, and if it ends up being too heavy, we can just drop something. We gotta move.
Fair enough. Do you guys want me to stay perched up and be our eyes in the sky, just make sure that we're not being followed? Because I'm not exactly
by who?
tall enough to push, even get to the cart pulling thing.
Chances are.
Yeah, you
we're
can.
doing the
It's not
majority.
that large. It's not that high off the ground. You're not pushing it with your forehead.
What were you saying, Kira?
I think someone's just trying to talk their way out of work.
Hey,
Chances-
I killed 3 people and I killed 2 people and a horse.
But this
Chances
you give it.
are It's not going
Yes,
to.
and killing the
chances are
horse
I'm
has
going
made
to
our
be-
job more difficult.
Yes, but we nearly lost the cart.
Chances are.
Don't know what would have happened now. Just start pushing. Alright, let's just move the cart over here. We'll move the cart closer to them, and then we'll load them up, and we'll keep pushing it back to camp.
Okay, so you guys gotta take the cart back to camp with your goods and supplies. For the sake of expediency, I will say it just takes you 2 days, and nothing will occur during these 2 days. As you
Awesome.
guys return back to the camp with your goodie and supplies in hand. The wagon back with you, all the food and supplies, and the dead guards. What do you do as you return back to camp? Tired and exhausted. I mean, you guys aren't suffering a level of exhaustion, but you guys are knackered from pushing this thing this entire time.
Even
Okay.
though a certain somebody did most of the work.
I think your strength score is actually stronger than almost all 3 of these guys combined, actually.
Indeed.
Listen, just because I did not push as well does not mean I did not exert as much effort.
He has powerful build. His carrying capacity by extension push capacity is doubled. He is so much
Yeah.
stronger than you guys.
Well, considering their combined strength score, I think is a mere 22 total.
Well, once we've gotten back, we may as well just get the war chief to start with.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cole's
So you-
gonna.
I'll present the meats and Grundma.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Cole will do the
Grulma
same.
comes back as you, Cole and Vex return to meets with Grulma. You return back with Grulma's food, yeah?
Here we go. So many things. Look, take a look here, Gruma. All fresh.
And we pull out the off the
Well,
top of the
relatively.
carts.
We made sure to
corpses
grab
and
as
all.
much as you had wanted.
Yeah, this is good for Grulma. Feed many of the Horde. A Horde is only as strong as the food in their stomach, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Grulma cook big feast for Horde tonight, yeah? Celebrate new victories!
Oh, thank you.
Looks over at Vex, and you little goblin!
Yeah.
Walks over to you and just looms over top of you, and then leans right down in front of you, just kind of like right over top of you. They go, you Trixie, and pat, and just like accordion again. Next time you chop Grulma, dog, Grulma might not be happy, and returns
I'm
back to
sorry.
her pot.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to be eaten.
Yes, so you guys have successfully finished Grulma's quest. You got her more than a food for the pot.
Sweet.
Alright, and while they're doing that, I'm gonna go to the War Chief's tent.
Okay, and you can report to
Yeah.
Grom for your guys' request on him.
So, head over then. We have successfully returned with the supplies.
Good. I had a feeling that you would be able to do it. You seem smart.
Not only that, but we brought back the corpses of those guarding it. So we have extra arms and armor, though some repairs might be required.
Repairs are nothing. We can take care of that. But I feel the Gruma is going to be especially happy with that.
Indeed, plenty of food.
Good work. You've done great work. I'll be make sure that the chief knows of this.
Is the offer to keep some of the weapons still open?
Talk to the chief. I'm sure he'll be happy to let you have something.
Very well.
Can't promise that everything's still in one piece. I split a few of them.
Was everything on the wagon secured?
Everything.
It was.
Did anything else extra? Good work.
That's a good voice. I like it, man.
Yeah.
I love that your hat just makes it all the more creepy because you can only
Yeah,
see your
it covers his eyes, but not the smile. I was
I
thinking
swear
about
he
that.
does it on purpose.
I am doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good show, good show.
Because the hood is also covering the goblin's eyes. Good
Yeah.
job.
Right, so I'll take a few steps forward. War Chief, may I collect a longbow from the supplies?
Brugar looks over and she goes, if you have succeeded in the mission, then yes, you have earned the right to this. For bounty, you may take longbow.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Excuse. I call over here if you remember me. Yeah. Can I take some, arrows, possibly, or like, I don't know, a sword or something, whatever the heck I'm proficient in, which I gotta look at again. Like a
Probably-
like a.
There were no rapiers.
Damn. Well, he didn't investigate the cart, so like he's fucking dumb. he did not investigate the cart.
I
He's
am
just assuming
aware.
there's shit in there. So
You want the arrows there, Mr. Cole, was it?
that's alright, Mr. War Chief. So
He looks you up and down, Cole, and goes, I only see a crossbow on your body.
I mean, there's right bolts, not arrows. I mean, if there's any bolts on there, something that I just need like either like one piece of equipment or like extra bolts in. If you don't mind.
So there were bolts on the guard, so they did have some bolts.
Okay.
You may take bolts. How many do you need?
How many can a person to carry, actually. Because I remember you once said you had
Well,
a
there's
character-
20 per quiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a limit to how many quivers that you can realistically have on you, obviously, so probably between 40 to 60.
So I would have to have like a second quiver in order to have 20 more.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do not need to do that to yourself.
Well, he's planning ahead. Either way, this is kind of whatever he finds there. Basically, just like, all right, thanks. Keep that in mind.
Very good. All of you will be allowed to move forward. You have done well for the Horde this day. Rest, sleep, eat. Do what you will. Procreate even. Prepare for the ways of tomorrow, for more of the Horde is ready.
Very well.
By the way, Cole, roll me a perception check.
I wonder why. 11.
So, Cole, when you hear Burgos so procreate, you see Adraz kind of give you kind of a sly smile.
God.
Emberflicker just gives a slight look of disgust.
As does Raznar.
He will look over her way and just do like a little eyebrow wiggle.
Oh god.
Emberflicker just looks up at Raznar and just says, I'm going to melt him.
Oh, please do.
Wait, I don't want you melting. I just want to have a little fun. I mean, I'll just eat instead. You know.
Oh,
I'm
these
just glad to
boys
see
don't
that,
know how to have any fun. If anyone's going to melt him, it's going to be me.
Did you try reading a book?
I believe I had one. I think the humans called it the Karma Sutra.
You should read a different book.
Fuck. The passive aggressive fucking comment with the wide smile took me the fuck out. Oh my god.
As Adras looks over at Grom and goes, "Oh, little Grom, I know you're jealous of these, but don't worry. You always have your little ones around you as well." As she kind of looks over, gives the Grom a sly smile, says, "But, Mr. Cole, if you do wish for the cold nights, open invitation."
I'll think about
Imagine stooping that low.
Might I ask a question?
it. Question? Answer? Well, not that I have the answer.
Not entirely sure how the Horde works. Am I going to be working with all these three again, or are there going to be random assignments to several?
Brugo looks at you. "For the time being, the four of you shall work together. Occasionally, we will bring others with you as well. Increase your numbers. Make the more difficult missions possible."
Right. Quiet.
Well,
And he just looks over towards the rest of you all.
For the meantime,
Actually, before he does so, does it seem like the rest are essentially dismissed? We're all dismissed?
you're more or less dismissed, yes.
Yeah, then he'll just look towards the rest of you all and just kind of give you all like a collective nod.
I'll be around inside of the camp. More towards the south. Closer to the water. You won't be able to miss me. Call me if you need anything.
Sure. I assume most of us will be within the camp.
Is there a reason why you're going to be so far away?
Probably to stay away from you.
Hey, come on, I'm not bad company.
Kind of thinks about it for a moment. Kind of almost a little bit of a distant stare before kind of looking back.
Peace.
You have been looking out of sorts lately. You alright?
I'm fine.
As long as he keeps cutting people in half, I am fine with it.
Bloop. 21. What am I seeing?
Bitch, let me roll first. You see absolutely nothing.
If you want to private text them, if you don't want the rest of the group to know, feel free, Judah, or I can even move you guys down to secrets for this, but...
I mean, the others don't really care. That's why they didn't insight. But,
I do find it funny, though, that even if you rolled an nat 20, you still would have lost.
yeah, shut, die, all of the things. Yeah, I would say that, you would have noticed something wrong ever since he kind of killed the humans. In fact, even for a guy as big as he is, every single one of those attacks seemed oddly sluggish.
Okay.
But yeah, physically, you know, after rest and whatnot, he seems fine. Bloodstains still on his shirt and whatnot. But you know, he said he was going towards the water down south, so he shall be.
Okay.
Does he look like... It was sluggish.
Can
but
we
was
can
it
we
like
do
a
this as we like leave the tent? Like we don't need to keep standing.
I'm assuming you guys have left the tent
I mean,
when this occurred, honestly.
yeah.
I'll move you to a different map if it makes your life easier.
I'm just curious, like, does he look... Was it like a sleepy kind of sluggish, or like a just a concerned kind of sluggish? Just kind of getting a general read.
I
If I'm
mean,
allowed to
it
have
could
that.
be anything. I guess you with your fucking nat 20. Was very tired from that before, so it wasn't tiredness. I guess in that case, it would kind of look like he was pulling his punches or pulling his swings when could.
Okay.
But yeah.
Max is gonna run over as Raz is leaving the tent and making his way around. Vex is gonna pop up beside him and poke him in the leg and says, "Hey, just a quick question, ma'am. I get it why you dislike me, but I can't help but feel like you are. And I understand you like Quill, but why hate on Cole? Like, I understand that's why you hate me because, well, I'm called Vex."
You both talk too much.
Well, okay, but communication is key to survival.
Not right now, it is not.
Well, why so cut off from everybody then?
What need do I have to stay with you at the moment?
Well, there's another attack coming. I might be the only one that keeps you alive. Just saying.
Maybe while we are out there in the camp, I think I am fairly safe to sit on my own.
Alright. Fair enough. Vex just kind of puts up his hood and says, alright, enjoy whatever it is that you do. And he makes his way back to Gruntma and...
Yeah. As he walks away, Raznoth will just call out, I do not resent you personally. Only Cole.
Vex just kind of looks back and kind of gives a ponderous look, but just...
Raznoth has already looked away. He's back. He's reading his book.
Vex just kind of just ponders for a minute. It's like, oh, okay, that's not how the order is supposed to go usually, but I mean, at least I'm not the one getting hate too much this time. And he makes his way back to Grandma and is going to go and ask if there's a help like me.
Sorry, you're gonna go where? You broke up,
back
Andy.
to Grandma's
Oh,
tent.
Grulma,
and
okay, yeah, go
ask
back.
if there's anything you can do, like purify the food.
Let's say go back to Grulma, looks over at your little buddy, go, you wish to help Grulma, quick little one.
Vex just kind of just hops onto one of the tables and just nods, wanting to stare. I die. Yes, well, I want to, cause art in, the things that we've captured.
Very good. Guruma hands you what looks to be like a potato peeler.
Oh. Am I supposed to stab something with this? I don't know.
You peel off the skin. Too much hair on some of these smooth skins. Make soup not taste so good.
I get right on it.
As you go to start peeling bodies, get the skin off bodies with the potato peeler.
I'm a goblin. I'm scared of many things. I'm scared of people punching, killing me, tossing me off cliffs.
Looking at me.
Yes. Just hobgoblins in general, but that's not racist. More just fear that he will get the shit kicked out of him again. But blood, gore, doesn't bother him that much.
So yeah, you start helping Grulma in the kitchen. Anybody else doing something for their final evening before we wrap up for the night?
Rasnoth is going to grab a longbow and a quiver.
Okay.
From the stash, and then he's just gonna chill out for the day.
Cole, being the extra motherfucker that he is, will go by the oh wait, it's daytime, right?
It's daytime right now. You guys came back about like 4 p.m.
It's daytime. So he will just kind of go over and do a little strumming on his lute, keep an eye out for whoever is interested in listening. Is there anybody who's interested?
Roll me a performance check.
Where are you playing?
I'm
wherever you are, Cam.
Yeah, I'm like, hello, Rasnoth. I'm here to serenade you. No, generally where he is, just because there's the tents and there's the wargs and then there's Gulma right here, so there seems to be a gathering of people. So, performance.
Rasnoth just foot to the beats of.
It's not your best work. You're just not feeling the music today. Most of the goblins and orcs kind of just look at you like, what the fuck? But you just see kind of one kind of like bugbear walk up to you, but he looks really simple. He's like, looks like he's taking one too many blows to the head over the ears.
God, yes. He just does
one of his ilk.
It's a giraffe. He'll do one final strum and says, thank you, too kind, and he does a bow. And then he'll also head over and probably be like, hey, Groma, you need some help.
You just hear as you walk away as the bugbear and goblin goes, pretty tomato make thong!
Well, it's not like I haven't heard that one before, so it doesn't stick as much.
And Quill is simply taking his time to go over to the waters, and after scanning the waters to make sure that they're safe, he steps in and begins to basically thoroughly drench his clothes, taking them off, and just making sure that most of the blood is at least somewhat washed away, just scrubbing away. He doesn't have any soaps or anything mean, so mostly just getting rid of the crust on them.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, he does nothing. He's just kind of silently watching. Still a little bit of that distant look in his eye, but I don't know. He's there, but he's not. But yeah, and that's about all that he's going to do before just heading back inside of the camping lounge.
Hey guys, and with that, some of you reading books, other of you helping Grulma cooking, some of you having some sultry sulking moments, and other of you performing for handicapped bugbears for the evening, we will call this game a night as you guys have finished your first day of the Horde. And right there